2, 3, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody, you know what I say.
God.
I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop,
Rain.
It's
Why?
time to stop.
Why did you?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough super die in Delve, and people tell me, oh, look, there's a super die in Delve. So it's like, when
What
I'm
are
talking
you
about
even
the balance
talking
issue,
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delph.
Look,
Why does
look.
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delph?
up! Shut up!
Christ!
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus
It's-
Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it
analogy.
is trash talk
I
Tuesday.
was like,
All right. I think we're good. Can everybody hear us okay? Is everything cool? Yes, perfect.
Oh,
I did take your ult because I didn't like your main character. Your main character looks terrible. Like
my ult looks terrible. My ult looks intentionally terrible.
your ult has a mohawk though, and I like the mohawk. So it's cool. Man, I even put Rundle in the lineup as a surprise to him, and he didn't even fucking show up.
He didn't show up.
Jeremy's not here anymore.
Jeremy's not here.
That's too funny.
The honor of having a fucking portrait on Trash Talk Tuesday.
You need to put a big X through him. Leave him on there and put a big X through him.
I'm going to X them. All right. Well, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Twash Talk Tuesday, the #1 weeb-based Eve stream in the universe. And
Well,
also,
wait a minute. What are we on?
No,
Are you
it's a proven
calling me a
fact.
weeb?
It's a proven fact.
Twash Talk Tuesday.
Why are you calling me a weeb?
Ooh,
Well-
what's this?
Is test
If one person here is a weeb, it's the most weebyish.
Uwu,
Eve
what's
talks about.
next? Uwu, what's this? Test is next. How about that? Let's talk about that. Well, anyways, I'm your host, Redline13. I'm joined by a multitude of other hosts and some special guests. So everybody go ahead and say hi for us. Let's get your names up on the screen.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
hi.
Uwu.
Ooh,
Is
perfect.
it-
See, only one person decided to do it properly, and I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Anyways,
Okay,
tonight,
two of us.
were there?
No.
Well, anyways, so tonight we have a couple victory laps to make, I think, because the Matani finally let us free of the Heckcamp, right, Billy? How's it feel to finally be free?
It feels pretty good.
Pretty
I
good.
thought we stopped camping that like 4 or 5 days ago.
Mm,
It takes time to get people out. People have their lives.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. That's when I pulled my shit out.
I don't know.
That's just the way I
Apparently-
heard it. That's the way I heard it anyway.
Haven't we always been free though?
Go ahead and drink, Rain.
I think we let ourselves free. We always freed another Titan from
You
MT.
should have pointed that out before we started. Sorry.
It was a Goon Titan that was almost freed.
Why are we
today.
talking about M2? Like, can we talk about something more exciting, like with the CCP putting in?
No,
I mean,
CCP's not
Well,
doing
the
anything
M2
bad,
Hellcamp
it's
going
all
down.
shit.
Was, I mean, it was a massive battle. It was
the
awesome.
monuments.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're 5
Okay.
minutes into the show, Rain. Don't worry. We're gonna talk about it. See, because what we've got to do is we're gonna go in order. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, so we're definitely going to have a full show, right? I promise.
You're gonna make us
So-
use the lift.
On tonight's show, we're going to be discussing, very plain and simple, the M2 Hellcamp and how it's over and how nobody let us out. We kind of let ourselves out by, I don't know, fucking winning. We're also going to talk about the new monuments that are coming through. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get anybody who had a monument named after them. Kriba,
What?
namely. Kriba.
Oh.
I wasn't able to get Kriba. So.
I was gonna say I'm in PL if you want to talk about the AT monuments.
And of course the AT bunions. We'll talk about that. Let's see what's in this ping. We're also going to talk
So,
about some more war stuff. it's going to be some really good times. There's some stuff we're not going to talk about, namely expert systems. We're not going to talk about that. So the rule is every time somebody says expert systems or fleet formations, we have to take a shot. So just do me a solid. Don't say the
Just
words
do a
expert systems, fleet formations, right? So don't say those
Form-
words.
You mean you don't want another last week?
Correct.
I just want to endorse the Reddit post about a jump freighter expert systems to help you get your shit out of on DQ. It's a good meme.
All right. Well, where do we want to start? Who wants to start? Which topic we want to talk about first? Rain, do you want to talk about the monuments first? We can do that.
Yeah.
And expert systems.
All right, Rain, tell us about the monuments. What's happening with these monuments? There's a bunch of them.
No. You don't want to talk about what Dom wants to talk about?
We can
Yeah,
talk
fleet
about.
formations.
Nope. Don't want to talk about that.
You guys are
Expert
terrible.
systems and fleet formations.
Don't want to talk about that.
Fleet
102
formations.
day.
Oh yes, fleet
We
formations.
talked about
100-day
that. We
train.
talked about that before, though.
We
Good
did.
old
I
100-day train.
want to drink.
Thanks, CCP.
Yeah, we don't want to need to talk about a 100-day train just to warp a fleet in fancy shapes. We don't
It's not
need to
100
talk
days.
about that at all.
It's less
Oh,
than
90
right,
days. Okay, all right.
Okay, 90 days, but you can cut that in half by buying the new skill point pack.
Well, the
That
ones that are given free. Just if you saved them up, you can use those.
Believe it
you
or not,
could.
I
Could
didn't
do.
save them up before this was announced.
I was like, "What am I saved up?"
You didn't save them up?
Who wouldn't save them up? What kind of person are you?
I'm trying to get
mean,
Titanol on that
Are you a
account.
monster? What the
Oh
hell?
my god, training a titan. No, wait, we're not talking about this. Rain, tell us about the monuments.
Well, it's at least 4 shots for that. I'm just telling you.
Shut up, Dom. It's not shots, it's drinks. Not here to get trashed. I'm here to
No,
sip like a
I did
glass
say
of wine.
shots. I did say shots.
Oh no, that's on you.
I've set
Wait.
the bar, so there you go.
Oh no. Yeah, so CCP, the art team, I'm assuming it's the art team. I'm hoping it's the art team because they actually look really pretty. So CCP actually released a handful of monuments coming out today. So I don't know how many of you have been paying attention, but there have been, I would say, gosh, what was it? Like 5, 6 that have come out. The big one that Redline hinted at was the monument to Kriba. So Kriba has been a long-time third-party trader within the EVE community. I would say he's rather trusted within the community as well from being a third party, and then the fact that he is one of the few people who has a dreadnought in HiSec. So this occurred. I think there was like some issue like years ago where some folks made like capitals in HiSec, which in theory they shouldn't be allowed to be in. But because of the trust he has with the community and with CCP, they let him keep it. So he is what he notoriously calls the Veldknot, which is the dreadnought with mining lasers on it, and it's in Amar, and he will take it to the asteroid belts there and mine in it. And they actually released a monument to him for that. It's actually also in Amar, so folks can go to Amar and see it there. I believe if you use your sensor overlay, the yellow icons are like historical monuments and kind of like notorious places around the system. So you should be able to use that to identify where it is. There are also other monuments, so some to NPCs, so a memorial to the late Emperor Dorium II within Corazor Prime. I believe that was probably the emperor who passed away before Jamil took over, so when they did the first Amar championship, that's a guess. I don't actually know if that's true, but my galaxy brain thinks it is.
So people can see these.
Yeah, so people can see this. So this is in Corazor Prime, and then if you use your the sensor overlay, so like around your capacitor, there's like I don't know if folks have it on, but it's a bunch of little colors, and if you hover over it, you can turn it on and off. If you select the yellow option, it's like monuments and historical stuff, so you can see it through that way, because then it will show up on your map, kind of like out in space, similar to like anomalies will, and you can click on it and then warp to it directly.
But do you have a link or no? I can't find one. Is there somewhere where you can see like a picture of all these or no?
Oh no, I don't have
Mostly
any pictures.
Twitter.
Yeah, I've been seeing them all over Twitter. So I've seen the ones with from Kriba all over Twitter. My favorite one, which I'll give a shout out to now, is those who have who won the Alliance tournament. Those have them as well. I've seen a bunch of those. So CCP actually,
RIP to the Alliance
Every single
tournament,
one
by
of
the
the
way.
tournaments each year has got a monument now.
yes. So every
I just
winner
wanna-
since AT1, as
I
well
just
as
want
the
to point out though, real quick. CCP only makes monuments for things that are over, by the way. RIP to the Alliance tournament.
Does that mean? No, does that mean Crib is over? What the fuck?
Wait, oh.
The crib is banned, boys. You had it here first. Breaking news.
Oh my gosh, Redline.
First,
Wait, no, I didn't stop.
permanent ban,
That's
dude,
not
IT
fair.
ban, believe me, I understand.
Mr. Teacher, can I request being sat next to someone cooler? I don't like my new seating partner.
No.
You talking about
you
on
can-
screen?
Yeah, he replaced Jeremy with
What's
Jesus.
disgusting goon pet.
Ooh, he is kind of a goon pet. We'll get there. Sorry, Seto. Goon pet. I mean Seto.
His own man.
Sorry, I'm tabbed.
That's okay. That's fine. So they've also added they gave a major overhaul to the Mechios graveyard in Serum Prime.
Yep.
And then they added the
Wait, I wasn't done. I want to do the Alliance Tournament one. So they have the Alliance Tournament one, and Redline brought up the Alliance Tournament, being canceled for the past however many years and the thought that it's not going to come back. The one positive thing to note is that they finally add monuments to each of the winners. So if you are an Alliance or were an Alliance, you can go out and see that. But they also included a monument to the Alliance Open. So Calcif actually has one there. And so the folks over at Even T gave that monument. So that's like kind of a glimmer of hope that they may be doing more for the community. Like, for example, having Kriba is great. More for the community, more from the players actually in game. And then other people have noted kind of cleverly, though CCP Fozzie said not to read too much into it, but it's a half circle. So a lot of players are saying, well, they could make it a full circle if they had more Alliance tournaments. So some of the players are like cautiously optimistic that there might be more Alliance tournaments, but Fozzie said not to read too much into it, that it was just a monument thing and that they just like the design, but there is potential for it to grow. So I'm super hopeful. CCP, please bring back the AT. Also, there's other things within various systems. So Luminaire has the Grand Prix finish line. So for the past couple of years, the Grand Prix has kind of been an event. This year, it's going to actually start on Thursday, the 11th. So for folks who want to partake in that. And then there is also one honoring a monument honoring the Capsuleers who participate in the Project Discovery Phase 2, which is in Pakshi system. So if you were someone who participated, you could probably go there and maybe see your name. I don't know if it actually has names listed, but it would be really neat if it did. Oh, and then the AT monument is found within a Manoric.
So you said the Alliance tournament, the Open Alliance tournament. You're talking about that's the one that you didn't have to be all one same Alliance. That tournament there.
No, the Alliance Open was everyone in one alliance, but it was done by Even T. CCP only helped with giving away like skins and stuff and prizes. So the fact that it was player run and not actually run on Tranquility, it made a I don't know, an appearance. So I'm hoping maybe they'll give a shout out to other players who have run tournaments, right? Whether that's Theomaki, which is kind of like the Hunger Games, not Angry Games, Hunger Games, or Battle Royale, or even something like Anger Games, right, which is coming up. So hopefully we start seeing more monuments to some of the effort players have put in.
Talking about right there was that tournament the CCP did. It was not the Alliance tournament, but it was the Open tournament. They don't have a monument.
That wasn't done by CCP. That's the Alliance Open, done by EVNT.
Yeah, there was CCP did the World Tour tournament, but that never resulted in anything.
I had to hear about
Oh
it.
yeah, that was the boring stuff. Maybe not boring, but people could have gotten a free trip to FanFest, right? Do they still get that free trip to FanFest?
There is one maybe.
I don't know. I would assume that would get
Can they
carried.
redeem that 2 years later?
I would hope so, right? Because so for those, this is
you're-
probably under not really public knowledge, but CCP they weren't just gonna be like, hey guys, show up and sit on these computers and play in front of everyone. Like they had some big plans for it, so it wasn't like a kind of side project that kind of got swept under the rug. CCP had some big plans, and obviously COVID and FanFest getting canceled kind of threw that all out the window. So I'm hoping CCP at least, I'm hoping those players still stick around and that CCP is actually able to bring them to kind of have a live tournament. And I'm also cautiously optimistic because the Riot Games, so the people who do League of Legends and Valorant, are having their big competitions in Iceland this year. So I'm hoping CCP can kind of see how much how great that stuff is and how much revenue it can actually bring in because Riot Games has free to play games and they make a shit ton of money.
Riot's doing stuff in Iceland this year?
Yeah, the MSI or whatever it's called.
Really? I did not know that.
Time frame?
How are they running it though?
I'm not sure.
Why in Iceland?
So they actually had it's partially this is really wild. So I actually watched a YouTube video. So one of the guys interviewed the lady from Riot who organizes these massive things. And they hired consultants to go out and evaluate countries and locations that put safety first and then they picked based on a short list out of that, and they picked Reykjavik. And part of that was because they have gone to Reykjavik and spoke with their government, spoke with their like health advisors and stuff to make sure that when they bring in players, bring in like crew, and they're talking potentially spectators, that all the safety measures will be in place with COVID. And so Iceland actually
COVID
did.
reasons makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like Iceland did really well, right? Like Iceland was one of the few countries, like they were opening up well before any of, like I would say, any of the other countries, and then because of tourism, they had to lock down again. But assuming they have controls in place to validate people coming in don't actually have COVID and they aren't going to spread it, and all these safety measures, that it'd be good. So that's actually why they picked Iceland over like anywhere else in the world.
Makes perfect sense. I wasn't really thinking about it in the COVID context, but when you put that in there, it's like, yeah, that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense.
for sure.
Fucking everything is just, it's all
Is it
COVID
recognized
now.
backwards for groups like that? I mean, they really cater to that stuff, don't they? I thought that's kind of their thing. They're pretty good at tourism stuff.
Wait, say again?
Reykjavik kind of does a good job with stuff like that, don't they? That's what I understand.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys have known much about like Iceland and the Harpa. Harpa hosts tons of events every year. I remember during one of the Alliance tournament castings, like Elise sat next to a guy who was in like a grand yo-yo competition. Like he was literally flying to Iceland to compete with yo-yo tricks or something like that. And that was being hosted at the Harpa. Like the Harpa hosts tons of events every year. That's
Why? Why
pretty
would
great.
they
I read
host?
it because I read that too. That they do lots of events like that. Yeah, that is a cool
Well,
place. I get it.
It is. I mean, like
Iceland's fucking tourism industry is ridiculous. Like they that's like a main part of their income as a country.
Yep.
People and happen to go looking for weird things. That's just a scary place too.
What is Iceland? I've never been to Iceland. I don't think it's
not by the tourism area. It looks like it's taken right out of like DayZ, World War Z. The buildings are all very
Jesus.
Russian looking. It's
They're old, but Iceland has one of the safest. Iceland's one of the safest countries in the world. I think there was a woman who was kidnapped and murdered a couple years ago, and it made like national, international news because like all of Iceland was upset about it, and the people who actually committed the crime were like tourists or visitors. They weren't Icelandic because like the low population and kind of being so close together. Like they do really well for their tourism stuff, and plus like it's so. I'll just say like I'll throw it out there, exotic for what it is, right? The black sand beaches, the volcanoes, the mountains, stuff like that. Like can't really get that anywhere else in the world.
in the world. You have an active volcano and an active glacier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Aren't all technically active?
You know that's actually true.
You do have a volcano that's active now too.
I've noticed that this channel has gotten some more Goon and Goon Pet presents. You guys,
Stop
you guys
referring
here
to
for
Dreadbomb as
anything in
Goon Pets.
particular?
Fuck.
No, I can't, Goon Pet.
So
why
You're
can't
talking
you?
about Dreadbomb. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're correct. Sorry.
See,
yeah, thank you,
even
buddy.
the Goon is saying you're Goon
Dude,
Pets.
it's like one show. So on Tuesday we're Goon
Dom,
Pets, right?
Dom,
And then
you literally are just retarded.
and
Just
then the
You can't
No,
say
no,
that
no,
word
Dom
on
is
stream.
right.
the meta
No.
show on the meta show, fucking Mitani is saying how we're I don't know against them or some shit and blah blah blah. It's like just stop talking, man. Nobody cares.
We are.
I told you
Pets,
we're on
they're
our
their
own
own.
side.
Right, I can smell my own. I know.
You are not on your own side. You
We are.
literally
There
fucking
is a
are.
third side.
You're literally
side of
killing
being
things
awesome.
over in the east side of the game.
That's where we
in
are,
it.
though. That's
You're
where
fucking blue to in it.
But
I
that's
swear to
where we
God.
are, though.
You
I
were
am.
blue to him.
Redline, under that argument, then technically you're a pet for test.
What? No.
Yes.
What do you mean?
That's how it works.
He's a
yeah.
Ford pet,
Look,
you idiot.
don't
I
you
get it
read-
because you guys are killing things all the way in the south. Ah, I see.
Don't you ever read Reddit?
Right.
Clearly, we are carrying this war.
Yeah.
And
Don't
Legacy's
you know that
participation
is
massively down.
And a pet
Legacy's
horse will carry a
participation is
cowboy.
dropped
Okay.
down so low. What was
Wait,
it?
wait,
73%?
Knee.
You guys have
You making
empty.
horse noises?
Wait, since you guys abandoned the Heckcamp, how long before this war is over? Because this shit's boring as shit.
Dude, it's fucking
Like-
the war was cool, and then now it's definitely gotten stupid as fuck. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't do shit. I'm actually asking for information right now. Like how
Who
far are
knows?
you guys done
Who
with it?
fucking knows?
4 to 6, maybe my guess.
I've
4 to
given it
6
3
weeks?
months. I've given it 3 fucking
Months.
I'm
3
also
months.
No
betting on
way.
3 months.
There's
Yeah.
no way it takes 4 to 6 months to end this fucking war.
Dude,
I
there's a fucking
refuse.
there were
I
Pendulum in this game.
refuse.
There's
I
a natural one.
refuse to believe that we
The
will
Great
fight this
Purge is
war
going to
for a
take
year.
almost 2 months.
Yeah,
Like,
the clear
Only
1DQ
one
on its
spell without
own.
them. I mean,
There, I flew through 1DQ yesterday, and there's like no structures that are like you'd have to. There's no way to get a like Fortizar close enough to like any of the Keepstars right now. You'd have to start on the edges because they have shit everywhere.
Billy, are you pre-naming historical events in Eve? The Great
The
Purge?
Great Purge.
yeah, actually, I guess I am.
Cool.
But that's more so referring to like the non-1DQ stuff, right? Like that's the great clearance, right? And like we're clearing every Keepstar, every structure outside of the 1DQ constellation.
I feel that's
all
important.
goons must go. Fire sale.
That way.
Clearance.
Yo, do you guys have
Yeah,
Aeons
prices
that
go
you
for.
guys can give us real quick? Because we kind of need some. Aeons are the hot new item that every EVE player wants and they're striving to get.
I'm actually struggling to find fucking Wyverns to sell. Everyone wants the tank supers now.
Oh, I didn't realize Tantrum
It's the
this year.
fuck,
I'm gonna
dude,
fuck off now. I'll see
tank
y'all.
Fuck
meta.
you, Bill. I love you. Come
Don't
kiss me.
leave.
I'll come down to GY6. I'm coming
Don't
down.
leave, Bill. It's important that we hear your perspective on
I'm not gonna
why
fucking
you
leave.
think the war is stupid now. I don't understand. You got to get rid of the stinky pigeon, and now the war is stupid. I thought it was the Great War. Huh?
I mean, on one side you have persistent, perpetual, endless structure grinding, and on the other side you have persistent, perceptual inability to combat an overabundance of individuals showing up in a fleet for things that are not worth,
Clearly, you don't go on
putting forward
Dave,
that type of
dude.
effort.
I mean, you guys sat
That
around
makes
and camped things that were never going to log in for like an extraordinarily like long period of time.
2 months.
I need someone to make a graph. We need a
Yeah.
graph of how
We need
many
hours per kills.
Look,
and we need
I
how many
just-
ships were fed to the AJI and OneSmith beacons during the period and of the Hellcamp, and the value lost to those beacons compared to the amount the Hellcamp killed.
I
Because
just
that
I'm
would
pre-
be.
I'm pretty sure the Hellcamp wins, but not by much because the
Yeah, I'm
Hellcamp's
pretty
got
sure
a
it's
pair of
closer than it
Titans.
should be.
don't bring up the AJI beacon, you fucking copycats. The OneSmith beacon's where it's at.
The beacon
No,
provides, my man.
I don't understand I don't understand why people jump to the AGI beat. Like, isn't AJI like the first fucking thing that shows up in the name? Like, what even comes close to the letters AJI?
So many
One
people fucking
DQ
jump.
Redline,
apparently.
can you take the can you take the flies off my face?
No,
They're
can you
really
not
starting
take
to
the
bother me.
flies away?
No, because you're
So,
stinky.
are you subscribed to the channel?
It's been
To what
years
channel?
with Beacon.
This channel. Are you subscribed to the Twitch? Because if not, I'm a paying
so.
subscriber, and therefore I'm asking for you to have flies.
Well, I don't have long, so it'll be fine.
No, I'll
be
take the
gone.
fly stuff. It's okay. It's rude. It's defacing public property because
Shadow,
apparently you'll fight
don't
for
leave me
anybody
here.
these days. Anyways,
Hello.
so one thing that I can't
Not
believe is
We'll
that
fight for you.
goons actually let us camp them in a system for 2 months. How is that possible?
I don't know. It's pretty impressive though.
And you didn't even have to log in
mean-
to camp them, dude. Like it's
Right.
pretty,
We didn't even have to
pretty
log in.
effective.
We got to hell camp them for 2 months without even logging in.
Hundreds of Titans just
They
so
even
triple.
paid for the bubbles. It was so great of them.
Green
This
should
is
join.
why I wasn't worried about the Hellcamp. If you thought the Hellcamp was bad for Pappy, I'm so sorry for you.
Oh, by the way, Rain, you got to start drinking now.
Yeah,
need to join.
that was my own spin.
The
True,
spin.
I'm
but I
getting
mean, like,
dizzy here.
the
so.
6 before that, though.
Let's be clear here. The
out of here,
the
Ray.
Hellcamp, the M2 events were not exactly good for my fucking wallet. So
I heard your
You know.
wallet was dry. I heard it was all fucking gone.
For a bit too, right? I mean, you said you had to suck it up for a bit.
I mean, I heard something was dry, but
Ooh.
Your vagina.
not really
Ooh.
sure. No, it was blocked
Ooh.
out. I didn't see
Come
what he was
on.
saying.
Come on, guys. Come on. That
Turn straight to sand.
Made it sound like something it probably shouldn't have been, and I was
Was
like, "Wow,
that-
that's inappropriate."
It's Iceland stuff they were talking about earlier. The beaches.
so this week, not only has the M2 Hellcamp been taken down, I mean forced to be taken down if we're being honest, and We've killed the ZXB Keepstar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the M2 Keepstar is now in the Hull Timer, right?
Correct.
And where are goons? What are you guys doing? I know that you're in the chat here. What the fuck are you doing?
Secret stuff, man.
Hopefully, not wasting their time listening to your trash ass show.
Whoa, you're a trash ass, bro.
In all fairness, trash is in the title of the show.
Hi, Elysium. How are you?
Bill, I'm in UEXO local. Where's my hug?
So I
No, I
have
was
a
saying hi. I can only log in 3 characters right now. I'm sorry. I
thanks
can't
for
say
giving
hi
me a
with all of them.
taking away and giving it to Bill. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
for the-
thanks for not being on the fucking show, traitor. I heard you were
Sure.
I heard you were on Talking in Stations.
I was pimping out and pumping up the show. That's
were
what I
you?
told them to come over, and here they are right now. They just brought 77 people
Oh
with them.
shit. Oh,
Now
hey,
he's
Talking in Stations. You guys are great. I love the fuck.
Redline, why are you sucking up to Matterall? He's such a loser.
I like it
Adderall's
when
not a
Caleb
loser.
says things that Billy doesn't agree with.
It does make
Wait,
it
is
quite
Matterall
funny.
there?
Of
That
course
was a
Matterall's
joke. That was
there.
a meme at Matterall. I'm sorry.
He's already crying, Rain. He's already fucking crying. It's too
Matterall,
late.
no.
See, we
What a
love.
I don't
piece of.
understand.
Wait, oh, is he
When was the
listening? Oh, I'm
last
so
time
sorry. I love you.
Matterall showed emotion? Every time I see him talk, he just feels very unemotional.
Matterall shows emotion a lot.
No,
It's
yeah.
just he does a news broadcast, and news broadcasts are often very straightforward to the point. That's just how it goes. Anyway, so let's talk about future plans here. We don't talk a lot about future plans. Wait, no, we're not goons. We do talk a lot about future plans. So what?
Talk about.
Do goons have future plans?
That's a good question.
Probably.
PR tag.
Probably
England is a
do.
great plan, okay?
Sec mining.
It's
So-
got the interior is lovely.
Anyone have any guesses to why the meta show was canceled last weekend? I heard it was because Brisk was busy, but
Because it was on the day that the fucking
Well,
Heckcamp ended and they didn't want to get roasted to shit.
do you think?
Yeah,
that
that's pretty
happened?
much it.
I mean,
it's
I
pretty
heard.
rough when you're like, we only care about 2 systems in Delve, guys. 2 systems. 2 days later, we only care about 1 system in Delve, guy. 1
Like,
system.
I can respect not wanting to get roasted, but like they shouldn't be trying to hide it. 'Cause it's pretty obvious that's what it was.
I just assumed Mittens was too busy boiling his fish. So
Boiling
What?
fish.
Did he kill another fish or something? Has he just been like fucking
Christ.
slaughtering
Is
all
that
the
like
fish he buys?
Canadian
You guys
swear
talk
use
about the
system?
weirdest shit, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
word. Like I'm really
Can we not
confused.
talk about people's real life?
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah,
Little
way
bit
to make
weird.
things
You
weird.
guys are
This is
taking
such
it
a
there.
this is a very socially awkward show we got
sorry,
here.
in game boiling.
Boiling fish and get no. We're not
Let's not-
going to go down that route because that's not. Stop it.
I don't even
Stop.
understand why this is controversial. It's just something
He's
stupid.
probably
But
petting his
No, it's
Fitos.
just it's awkward.
You
Just
wanna
let's
change the
focus on
topic?
the topic,
That's-
team.
No, I want to go back to talking about how
Stations?
I want to go back to talking how literally an entire alliance of 35,000 characters is holed up in one system and nobody seems to mind.
No, I mean we've been here before. We're used to it.
Well, 6,000
Technically,
of
it's
them are
1
brand new
constellation,
characters.
but
I mean, it'll be one system in like a week.
I mean, they're straight up not
Okay.
leaving 1DQ. I cloaky camped that constellation for a week, and I found 2 Myrmidons the entire time, and within
Were they
minutes of me
Bills?
warping... No, they were just random people, but within minutes of me like warping to the site to try and get a warp in to drop them, they got dropped by someone else, so... it's not going too hot in that constellation.
Oh, that timer's...
So what I'm wondering is, now that Israel has made it acceptable to get off the sinking ships, how many more people are going to start running for the lifeboats soon?
Israel did not get off the sinking ship. They went somewhere they might actually have fun.
So they got off the sinking ship.
So
I
they
mean,
got
I
off the
guess
ship.
if you wanna
They got
put it
off the
that
ship
way.
where they
I
weren't
mean,
having fun.
So they got
knows
off a
Israel is
ship
gonna
which
win.
also happened to be sinking.
do you know where they're going, Seto?
I've had multiple people who have been in Israel tell me snuff, and then like 2 guys have told me they're joining Wildcard. I mean, it makes sense when they go, like when I'm sitting there on my Goon Spy and I start to see all their pilots selling all their shield stuff, that like shield super carriers and stuff, that they would look to go to like Snuff, which is an armor one.
Yeah,
Stuff would make sense. That was one of the groups that I had on like my short list for it.
I figured you'd have Mad Cows on tonight to talk about it, but
I think he's just upset that he never got Moo back.
I don't think they're gonna talk about it. I don't think they would openly tell you guys.
They're not gonna openly
I mean, Mad
I'm
Cows
just
talked
telling
about
you,
everything else.
I could be getting memed, I could be getting whatever, but I mean, I think everyone in this room knows that they probably would go back to Snuff. If I was a gambling man, I'd put a lot of money on them going to Snuff.
Why is that? They
Because
were
they've
in
been there
Snuff before,
before
right?
and they had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Why'd they even
They had a
leave
blast
then?
there, and it's like they don't want to like. Israd's been like whole like anti-Sov. Like they were in fucking Skill-U. They left when Skill-U disbanded. They went to Volta. Like no Sov. That's the whole reason they went to Volta, because they were still out of Thera. Then Volta deployed to Hakonin, like low sec to fight Boom. They fought Boom, and then when Volta started to take space, they left that to go to Goons because the Goon Wars started, and they wanted to get in on that. And then, Goon Wars coming to an end. What other group doesn't hold Sov in this game right now? One of the very few ones that would probably be worth them joining is Snuff.
Yeah, it's kind of set up for this big low set core, right?
Yeah, it pretty much is. I mean, they're trying. Snuff is basically trying to get like enough U.S. time zone to fight Wrecking Crew in U.S. time zone, which I would love to happen. It'd be fun. Like it'd be something to do.
It'd be some good content right there. I agree.
Yeah, it'd be back to like the good old days of low sec when there's like two big blocks fighting each other. I think it'd be very fun. The whole reason that the Snuff RC things last this online AX talk is the whole reason that like this is happening is because like the whole thing is Snuff has been able to overpower anyone in a EU time zone, but they can't overpower anyone in US. And so that's the whole reason Wrecking Crew still really exist.
Have you heard of
It,
anybody else
it,
joining
it would
Snuff?
literally make me upset to my stomach to work with Snuff, but.
Have you guys heard of anybody else joining
Oh,
Snuff?
is this saying you'd work with Snuff?
They have one more USTZ corp right at the moment, and they've been recruiting some EU team TZ corps, like a French corp. But right now they have one USTZ corp.
I heard there was
Billy,
an
I don't. As much as
entire.
you hate, as much as you're disappointed in us, I don't think you could overcome your hate boner to work with Snuff against us.
Oh, I would shoot you guys over Snuff 1,000%. Wouldn't even.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
Dude, I would
really?
shoot us over stuff 100% too. Are you
Oh
kidding me?
man.
We
I
take
mean,
advantage
after
of
everything's.
Billy every single time we can. It's
No, we do
amazing.
not. Every
Oh,
after all
so
the stuff
great.
that Snuff's done, that surprises me. I'll be dead honest.
You guys have
Yeah,
done
but
way more damage in this war
no, we
than
did
like
not.
literally.
We didn't do shit. You're
Is this a
just
joke?
you're dramatic. You're dramatic. I think you're.
We
I think
only
you're
took half a region and started just burning everything.
brother.
in
You're having
2
heat flashes. I
regions.
need you to breathe. I need you to say it with
The
me.
Watchmen collapsed as soon as Init moved next to them. Like that was just bound to happen.
Yeah,
And
there
then
weren't even
besides
a
that,
good
like
legacy.
besides the occasional showing in Amencia, we were like in Great Wildlands.
Except every time.
You just called an align to AOK. That's 2 jumps from
Yeah,
GE.
yeah, because now I'm in fucking Catch because Great Wildlands got fucking boring.
It didn't get boring. You just got dicked up there, didn't you?
No,
No,
wait,
it
no,
was
that
just
was
we're
somebody
it,
different.
there was no.
you
We
were
tried to
US.
fight in U.S. time zone. We got like
Great
one good
West.
fight. Then they never fought us in U.S. time zone. And then like now it's anytime we would try to do something in EU time zone with Volta to even out the numbers, if we had similar the numbers or anything, it was blue balls or an Entosis war, and none of that interests us. So we're just like fuck off.
Funny how trying to take people's home will end up in them blue balling you to try and make
Scouting,
you fuck off.
telling me Scouting Pass on Wicked Creek or Scouting Pass is like Fire's home because that's initially what we were doing.
Golden
It's
Pass
not.
isn't Fire's really home. It's Valkyrie's home, but Valkyrie
Yeah.
works with Fire, right?
I guess, and then like us fighting Valkyrie was fine. Like they blobbed us sometimes, they blobbed us other time, and then Fire comes in, and then we can't really do anything. The Volta comes to town, then we can actually do something if we were with Volta, and then we do, and then it gets to a point where it's Fire adopts the whole, which I'm pretty sure someone like told them to adopt the whole. You either dunk.
100% did.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's fine. It just got boring, so we left. I mean, we killed everything we could kill in U.S. time zone. We couldn't kill anything in EU. It was just like. I mean, when we tried to anchor that Fortizar, that was our like last attempt at like trying to get a decent fight. And honestly, if we were more prepped for it, I think it would have been a good one. It's just we weren't, and it's a clusterfuck of a night. And after that, we were just like, fuck it.
It is what it is.
Ease what it is.
But to be
Yeah,
fair,
we're
though,
in.
to be fair, like when Fire did form and we were fighting them outside of our time zone, we were fighting like the entire southeast block of the fucking game. Like literally everyone outside of Legacy was there. Like 400 or 500 dudes at some points.
It was good when it was good. Like it was good when like they were confident in taking us. You know what I
Yeah, they
mean?
needed 4-to-1 numbers to get there though. That was the major issue. with
Regardless, what I'm
Fire.
saying is like
Yeah.
That is not a word. That is not a fucking word.
regardless, dude. I know I fucking got it from Band of Brothers. Leave me alone.
You know,
That just
I know
we may
derailed
have
everything.
done more damage in this war, but like, or quote unquote more damage in this war, but like I've held by everything like that I've said I'd hold by, and like that's
What's my KA6 fort, by the way?
I don't know.
You
Ask
weren't
Tickle. They're
using
the
it.
ones who
You
killed it.
you didn't even use it. Who cares, Doug? It's just a fort. Don't worry about it.
We didn't even kill it. I told you.
Also,
We didn't
what-
kill it,
what-
but my blues killed it in my space.
Yeah,
Now I
okay,
can't.
what
I don't
what
control
about
my
you
fucking
think?
blues.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
think you
the
can tell
boss.
Tickle what to
happened-
do? I don't.
no, no,
we don't tell
let's-
Tickle what to do.
What
Tickle does
happened?
what Tickle
no,
does,
no, no.
dog.
What happened in Oh Shit when the init staging fort went low power setter? What happened
Oh my
there?
god, I've literally explained this 7 times. I saw Arcados forming a fleet, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Maybe I get a fight. I bridge in, I kill like 1 or 2 things, and then he starts to run away. And I'm like, oh, well, that ended up nothing. I leave, and he literally PMs me. He's like, why'd you come to defend it? I'm like, I wasn't. I saw you forming a fleet that was a bridge away from me. I'm going to go fight it. And
Can
then
I-
I'm like, go ref it if you want. I'm done if you're just going to run when I show up. So I literally go back to Kamal, and I'm like, go ref it. And he's like, no, I'm not going to ref it. I didn't sit there and wait for them to fuel it. I had no idea what the fuck was happening. I didn't even know what they were forming for. I just saw Arcadios forming a fleet, saying that Bads. I think his exact wording was Bads had like forgot to or did something bad, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he's talking about me.
Seto, what about
hold on, wait.
the
Can I
Satillo
just
that got
can
killed
I?
in the district that killed that? Well, you had a
What are you talking,
What?
Jeremy?
What are you
cut out.
talking about?
If you're talking about the Satillo today that I came to Horon, why Init had done all the timers for it? Oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to kill Mel. I mean, no, I knew no one was going to defend a fucking Satillo and a Mencia. And Init had done the shield and armor timer. I was like, oh, form and go whore on it. It's
Why
like
didn't you
everything you guys
just-
are doing on all the faction Fortizars today.
Why didn't you just go drop on Init instead of killing the Sotillo?
Yeah, let me drop my 20 nightmares.
He's blue
on
with initiative.
80.
He can't shoot
I'm
initiative.
not. I literally sent a screenshot. Like
He's doing it to
I will
fuck
live
with you.
stream
He-
my
why
you
didn't
doing
they
fuck with
shoot your
hardcore right
super
now.
then when they had capitals and subcapitals on
because
grid?
they don't care about shooting anyone but Pappy because they have a hate motive for you, bro.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Ask Panda.
They're
Ask
not
Panda
Why?
White
shooting
if
their
he wanted to go
super
shoot my super,
on
he would have.
grid. You guys are a little friendly there, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
nobody
be friendly.
believe. Nobody.
Okay.
There's blue. Okay, let me be clear. Yes, there's official blue standings, and then there's yes, we work together on every second op, but we're not blue standing.
We do not work
I can
together.
tell you, I will put my hand on a Bible and say we did not work together.
Dude, I'm
we
not
were
Christian,
at that
don't do
Satillo
that.
today before they even came in system, and then they bridged in, and I was like, "Yo, are you gonna shoot us?" And they said, "No, we're here to kill the Sodi." And then we poured on it and left. We were in there before they even showed up.
There was no
Right.
collusion.
Yeah, no
I don't know.
collusion.
Hold on. Can I just
No.
point out though that like you guys get mad at us for like doing the damage, right? But let's just look at the damage we did. We killed the Watchmen. Fed Up sucks, so they weren't really beneficial to you. Let's be real. Warped also sucks, so it's not like they're anything. And then we killed Rosetta. Like, who cares about fucking Rosetta? They don't bring anything to your goddamn coalition.
All
It did
reasonable
nothing to
small
you
alliances,
guys.
like,
Absolutely
don't-
nothing, dog.
Okay, let's be clear. So these are all small alliances that you guys blobbed, and it's fine.
Oh, okay.
No, to be fair, while we were fighting a lot of those, we were actually a very small alliance.
It's also, let's point out that the main reason we even came there was to get a fight out of you guys, which we did get. That was the entire point. Because we know for a fact that you guys won't not defend them. So that's kind of the whole fucking point, is to fucking build a timer for you guys to show up. And then you guys just stop doing it.
Correct. And then you kept
Exactly.
shooting.
So
you're
it's
obviously
not
doing
blobbing
it
a
for
small.
fight.
It's not blobbing a small alliance if you guys fucking show up.
But we don't show up as
every
you.
time. Look, we don't
Yeah,
show
but-
up.
Okay,
we're
you
in
don't
I mean,
doubt.
you
show
did
up,
show
then
up.
then why would we not continue to kill like Tataras and shit that are like easy to kill? Like, why
Because
would
I
we
thought
not?
structure matching was
Especially
hard.
after the
on.
point where we did all the work to ref the structure. How are you
When
fucking
we
confused
started
that
this
we're
war,
How are you confused that we're making the kill timer when we put in all the work to create the said fucking timer?
dude, the core issue is when we started this war, Dreadbomb said they'd be with us.
And then
now,
we left because it was boring as shit. Everybody was doing that, dude. You got hard knocks on your side.
Do you hold a blame against NSH?
No,
We had Laura
because
Seppo on
NSH
our
didn't
side,
put our
not
knife in
Paul-
our back.
And
We
then
didn't
say,
fucking put a knife in your back. We are in Kamal. Where do you want us to go, dude? What more? All of you guys are fucking blue to one another. There's literally no avenues for content for alliances like us.
It's almost like
I don't know
an
what the. It's almost
Vass,
like we're trying to find
Vass,
content.
no,
So go fuck
Sandra,
yourself.
Sandra and I got this one. Vass is almost like an alliance that's the same size as you, deployed like literally directly in jump range of you, called Initiative, and you then chose
We
to
do not have
nothing.
the same time zone as each other, dude. How do you not fucking understand that? No, wait. EU and US don't really mix, my guy.
Guess what?
How do you not fucking understand that?
So all those, juicy Initiative and Goon fleets in U.S. time zone, they're what?
Why would we help you block though? There's no point. You guys are there.
We're
There's
not
no
asking
point for us to
Okay,
be
so
there.
here's a great example. It was last week. We had formed a nightmare fleet for a Tatara and Catch, and we got in range of it. And I think Sandrin was there. I don't remember if he was. Someone, I think Shattered was leading. We got into range of it. And, no one had showed up at the time, and then we're like, oh, this is cool. Like we might actually, because I saw Legacy had formed because I have Legacy pings. Who doesn't? And I'm like, okay, they are formed. This may end up being a good fight, and they bridge in, and then a dock workers fleet gates in the system with like an apostle, and I had no idea dock workers was coming. And then the init fleet comes in with like 20 Munins. I'm like, okay. And then so they start to fighting, and I literally tell myself, I'm not going to bridge into this until one of those sides is dead or below critical mass, because if I bridge in, then one side's going to say I'm bridge fighting the other, yada yada yada. So we literally wait for the Munins to kill off most of the dock worker fleet and the init fleet, and then we come in to fight the Munins that were still owned by Legacy, and then they just ran. We killed like 2, and then they ran. Like I don't. We weren't working with either of those sides. They just show up to the same timer because it's close for everyone who's in the region right now.
So let's go back a second to
Jeremy, if you're
talking-
gonna fucking talk on the show, don't talk in the car, okay?
So, let's go back a second to Vass saying that there's no small groups for you to fight. How many small
No,
groups
there's
have
no,
you...
no. That's not what I fucking said.
There's no
I said
groups for you to
no,
fight
no,
whilst
no,
you're
no, no, no,
currently
no, no,
killing
no, no,
three
no, no, no,
separate
no. That's
small
not what I
groups, and you
said. You're not listening. You're just actively not listening.
You kill all your own content, and then like we've got
No, I'm not complaining about killing the content. I'm saying like how can you possibly be upset with us searching for content? That's my
Vass,
point.
why
I don't give
are
a
you
fuck. I do
blue
not
the
give a
entire
single
game?
fuck about who you guys are blue to. I don't care. We're gonna continue to search for content. That's what we're doing. I don't care if you think we're
So-
fucking working within it.
I don't think that anybody's mad at you for searching for content. I think that what people are mad at you for is actively disrupting a war zone, seemingly on purpose, and then saying
No,
that
it's not on
you're
purpose.
not allied with the people
Okay,
that you're
interrupting a
disrupting the
war
war
zone.
zone for.
This is the exact argument we got into last time. In a
Is
war
it?
like this, no matter what we do, one side's going to say we're working with the other side, because at the end of the day, it's just how it works out. There's never really a true third side. When the war happened up north with Imperium, everyone's snuff claimed that they were in a third party, but everyone said they were working with goons when they shot pretty much mostly everyone there. It's just something that's going to happen, and I've come to accept, and I'm fine with that. But none of this has been, oh, I fucking hate Legacy, or oh, we went over and sucked up for the first 4 months when deployed with NSH and SACT to try to get content out of this goon war, and we had some good ones at times, just was not reliable. And we said, okay, we're leaving. Where are we gonna go? Okay, Valkyrie Alliance does nothing during the Pappy War. XIX did, but Valkyrie Alliance didn't. So we deploy right next to Scouting Pass and Great Wildlands because they were still forming 50, 100 man fleets in Scouting Pass. We're like, oh, that's perfect. Perfect place to grow. So we go over there, we shoot them. Next thing you know, all the fire gets involved, and then it just escalates and escalates and escalates from there. It's nothing that we could have helped, and everyone hates us for doing it. But, at the end of the day, I don't think we stabbed anyone in the back. We were clear, hey, we're moving out of here. The one time we dropped dreads on Goon Supers, some Pappy Titans kill us because they hate us. People hate us, and that's fine. But I'm going to. We're going to.
Seto, do I have a log with you saying I will always shoot Initiative first?
Do you? I don't know. I don't remember that comment. If you do, then
leak it.
If you do, then leak it. But
I'm doing something else right now, but I'll pull it up in a few seconds here when I can.
I mean, that's fine. If
Fake
I said that,
fucking news, Billy.
if
Fake
I had
fucking
said
news.
if I had said that, then I will say I went back on my word there. That is 100% true. If I had said that to you, I would say I went back on my word.
Let's
There have
be
been
honest.
times where we've on the Tatara kill mill, a week ago, we got on grid, shot the Legacy fleet. They ran, and it was like 200 away from us. I mean, yeah, I didn't chase after them because I'm in Nightmares and they're in Munins and they're just gonna run. It was 20 Munins. It was nothing on my concern.
Why not shoot?
I really don't think that you should just
Also,
sit here and
Just
explain.
because
You
I
don't have to
said, Sandra,
explain.
you want to warp around ping grids versus Munins versus battleships and hope you catch them and then eventually leave a battleship behind that they kill that's worth a billion isk. I'm not going to chase around on grid a 20-man Munin fleet that is posing no threat to me.
Seto, why are you not blue to the entire game? I don't understand it.
Also, let's be real. Like I don't doubt that happened though, Billy, with him saying that we would shoot
I will
in it.
say when initiative did move to like, oh shit, I was like, when and Billy poked us about fighting them, I left it up to Rocket. I was like, if you want to go fight them, be my guest. And it was determined that we would just be a third party thing. Rocket told me that anytime we were like near in it, we should shoot in it. And there have been multiple times where like there were timers that you went to Billy with Legacy and I went to with like my guys, and I did tell you I'd shoot in it first if they came in, but they never came in. If I remember correctly, I think it was that
Correct.
Tatara.
They never came in suspiciously.
Yeah, it was that Tatara over in Amencia. But it wasn't my call to bring them in.
Suspiciously, dude. They have fucking spies and RCs, so when they see RCs pinging, they see Legacy is pinging. It's a fucking known fact that they're gonna get blobbed. So why even take the fight?
So are you telling me you
So
are
what
not in
what
a
are you
coordination
surprised
channel?
about?
So are you telling me you are not in a coordination channel with initiative?
I'm not.
No,
You said it.
there have been times when Darkshide has like came over and like PM when he first came over, he PM'd me like, "Hey, we're moving over here. Do you think you could drop a Fortizar and catch to shorten our route?" And I've told them no. That's why they go the long way around Losec every single time because I've not given them any structures or helped them any way with their move over.
That's rude.
Yeah, it might be rude. Also, it was also rude when your Diplo also called me rude when he PM'd me asking to pay me for every Legacy I hub I killed, and I said no. Because
Well,
I
my
don't fucking
Diplo,
care.
I'm not paying you for Legacy hubs.
You aren't, but one of your Diplos offered to it. It's the same thing they offered.
A goon Diplo or a test Diplo?
A goon Diplo.
Why would a test Diplo pay us to kill Legacy iHubs?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did assist Deepwater on some of those kills, yes?
Yeah,
but
if you want to go that far, I have assisted Deepwater since they moved to Curse because they've been longtime friends with a lot of people in my alliance. So and yes, they are getting paid by goons. Do I currently assist them down in Faith? There was that one incident with the Loki thing when I told them I wanted form, but I went away for the day, and then one of my other FCs formed and went over there and helped them out. But besides that, it has not been a constant thing. Deepwater is friends, and yes, they're getting paid by goons. So if by association you want to put us with goons, then be my guest. But none of it has been directly coordinated with Init or goons, and it's been that way since the start. When we left Delve, we moved our dreads out and moved all that stuff home after the sock thing with NSH, which was fun at the start of the war. It just got really boring and not the kind of content we wanted. We could have went straight after Catch then and there, and we didn't because I wanted there was a whole alliance that had not deployed over from Pappy, and that was like, okay, it's not going to hurt anything in the long run.
How did the hurt nothing in the long run go?
Hold on one second.
I mean, pretty good since you guys are all moving into one consolidated group of regions, right? So who cares? Wasn't that the fucking goal in the first place? It's not like you were going to be able to hold Esoteria, Impasse, insert the rest of the
never
fucking
were,
regions.
right?
Right.
But it's important to understand that
claimed that you were though.
No, Pro God made us. If you actually listen to the town hall, that
all right,
oh, PJ, I'm
gonna be real. They said they'll
typical
try.
LG fan.
They'll give it the fucking college try.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah.
What did you say, Billy?
We were basically saying we were gonna attempt to, but we always knew we would likely be compressing quite heavily. Well, I mean, obviously, for the better part of the last 3 months, your victories have been the only thing carrying the Imperium in many ways, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't. Who cares, dude? That doesn't matter to us.
It doesn't matter to you, but it matters a lot to the Imperium.
Let me ask you.
Okay,
Let me ask you
I mean,
something.
look at the group who's pushing into Impasse now. I mean, before we've refocused on Catch very recently, and it's like after Init had sort of just ravaged through it and killed anything and everything they could. And now
And do
what? I
you
think
know
they're pushing.
partly why the problem with that is though? is
Why?
because the expectation is you're going to show up to help initiative every time. So we have to assume you're helping initiative every time, which means we have to build that into the
Assumptions make an ass out of you and me.
That
sure.
sounds like you
But
got shitty intel, my guy.
assumptions based on the last fucking 5 different battle reports are usually the assumptions people are going to go with.
Because we didn't fucking blob 10 minutes?
What victories are we holding up on high by Dread?
No, that's not what he's saying. He's just saying that he has BRs of
He's
us
saying the
not
only like
shooting in it.
positive thing lately of Imperium has been in it ravaging through catch, and then like
Imencia and
Imencia and all that. And I mean, all that space. I mean, really, all that space has been dead for 2 months now, and that's not.
now, yeah.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
weren't even,
now
dude. It
we're
wasn't
there
even active
killing
fucking when you guys were deep in the war, though.
It was active space. There was supers building there. There was all kinds of
Patch
stuff.
was definitely busy up
Let's
until.
back up a bit. Init wasn't
now.
one who burned Imencia. Fucking Dreadbomb and Deepwater were the ones who burned Imencia.
Correct.
Like, Init showed up last week. They've been on 3 kills.
To
Does
Imencia,
it make you feel
yes.
bad that
But
Imperium
we've
is
been
taking
shooting
credit for all
Imencia
your hard work?
But
no, why would we
we've
care?
been shooting Imencia since before Dreadbomb was even formed with like RC alone, because it was a gate to Curse and a bridge into Fed Up Pocket. That's been something that's been happening way longer than this war.
Right. So, did you think Fed Up was going to be able to fight you on their own?
When we were really small, yeah, but then it got to the point where they would call you
Say
guys.
that again. Sorry.
We actually got bigger.
Did you think that Fed Up was going to be able to fight you on your own?
When Dreadbomb was first founded, possibly. I mean, if they
Okay,
got
what January, let's say, when you guys really put the pressure on Imencia.
I mean, no, but I mean, there's structures there to kill, and I mean, it's U.S. time zone, so the thought process is, okay, if we can get Voltron to form, then maybe that's a fight. I mean,
Forcing Voltron to form for Imencia isn't taking away from the war effort?
the war effort where you guys have not had any contest in U.S. time zone as of late. I mean,
And if we don't show up in full force, they will contest. Like,
I mean,
you know how it works.
Literally,
we run 5 hours of ops in U.S. time zone every day for the last 3 months.
Yeah, and I've seen times when U.S. time zone, like when Shattered will form Voltron in catch with 100 dudes, and it doesn't affect anything because he's trying to say brave iHubs versus like Red Alliance and all those trash lords who are somehow awake that late.
But we have to take pressure off of Delve to make those accommodations.
So you're telling me if I just sat on my ass for the next month, you'd be done in Delve? And
if you had sat on your ass months ago, the war would be in a much better state than it is now, for sure. Yeah.
We also probably wouldn't have an alliance, though. So, I mean, I take priority over the alliance over you guys. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are going to do what you're going to do for your boys. Like, that's understandable.
And then when the war's over, you're going to pay
my
for
main
it.
point is
Not really.
my main point is that none of this has been like a hate boner or like
nobody
trying
thinks
to
it's a
treat
hate
it as
boner.
a stab in the back. The only thing that I like would say I regret was when we agreed to the ERVK4. I didn't make my intentions clear with that. That's the only thing I would change back if as like me being a
I would have changed that. That was fucking funny.
yeah, but
Really
like I mean, I
hilarious.
would have made it clear to Billy like, yeah, we're gonna let this go abandoned because clearly there was a misunderstanding between the two of us there.
But it's not like he could have used the fucking structure. So once again, that sounds like it's your fault there, Billy.
Absolutely sure. Like, I didn't. It never crossed my mind that that was going to happen. But I mean, it's a good learning lesson. It's an expensive learning lesson, an unfortunate one for me. But it's like I can never sell a structure to X group again, right? Like you take the.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I'm not mad about that. But yeah, no, like
but
who cares, dude?
my main point is like I know I would not have like none of this has been out of a stab in the back or hate bone or working for one side versus the other. It's been trying to find the best avenue of content that we believe would be the best avenue of content and maybe get us some fights. And if that means killing a bunch of structures that are heavy in Imencia, then we'll do it. And then like, I mean, it's none of it's been that way. And the only thing that like I'd say politically that may have put it that like or like agreement wise would be the ERVK photos that I may have took back or at least made more clearer so it doesn't look like, oh, we're trying to fuck you over, because like that was not the intention of that. When you offered to sell it, that was the first thing that came to my mind.
Also, like you guys could totally take Northern Catch and Pravi. Like it's not really used. So I mean, good for you, I guess.
Oh boy,
in the
Pravi.
future.
Okay.
I mean, what else do we have other than Northern Catch and Pravi? There's nothing for you to kill. Like, we don't have anything. We're still in debt. What do we stage in?
Yes, stage. There's a system
Currently, a Fortizer. That's
Okay,
kind of
where
where we're
do you
staged right now.
stage?
Oh, well, you could kill the Kamal Keepstar. It's what are NPC stations, Sandrin?
NPC stations are the exact same as a Keepstar.
Who
There's
cares?
no
It's just a fucking Keepstar. Nobody cares, dude. It doesn't matter.
Okay. If
It
that's
only
what you-
matters to you guys. Like, it's not like we can log shit off in a POS or anything. God forbid, right? It's not like we're
Yes,
set up to do shit
the
like that,
historic
right?
strategy of logging off supers and titans and bosses. That's a great
Imagine just having
A
a
lot of
Fortizar.
people fucking do
Imagine
that. What are you
imagine
talking
having a
about?
Fortizar in
Groups
Losec
who
where
aren't
you
in
log
blocks.
off all of your fucking supers, dude.
Almost like all the groups that aren't in blocks actually have their supers on dedicated tunes for some weird reason.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fucking big shock right there,
say
right?
that, but it's not true. It's just not true.
It's 100% true.
The
What do you
majority
mean?
of people do, but there is still that
Yeah,
10,
in null
20%
blocks.
people that
In null
don't.
blocks. In null blocks.
Honestly, most
And-
people once like the thing about having a Keepstar or a Keepstar for your supers is it's kind of like an acquired taste, I guess. Like once you get used to doing it, it becomes very hard to go back. But like for the people that don't start that way, it's like
We'll be fine.
Also,
yeah,
Vass, are you
like,
trying to say you're not a null block? Like,
Well,
you,
I'm
you
not
own a
saying we're
region and
not
a
a null
half of
block.
South.
I'm literally, but it's different. It's completely different. It's not like we're basing everything out of nullsec. It's not like our entire fucking alliance goal is to own Sov. It's just Sov that you guys couldn't hold, and now we have it. It was just ours to take. It's not like a big deal or
We're just
anything.
ours to take. We're just looking for a fight. We're really looking for solve, and we're just gonna kill structures. This doesn't make. This is completely incoherent from y'all. You can't just
What's
say
incoherent about it? You fucking build timers hoping legacy will form,
Let
and
him
if you don't
talk.
form, then the entire structures die, dude. It's not fucking
Okay.
rocket science. It's fucking common sense. But you're too fucking stupid to fucking figure that out, huh?
Let him
God
talk.
damn, go
Sounds like
past the fucking 5 build BR and shut the fuck up.
Vass, if you just want good fights and you know consistently we won't show up, right?
Then
why
would we
want
not
it?
keep killing?
But if you're looking for fights, right? Why are you just killing structures and going after Sov? Why don't you go somewhere where you know is going to be a fight? Why don't
Alright,
you?
no. Let's look at the map and
Because they
think
can't
about
fight
where
all of
Dread
Pappy.
Bomb
Like
could
that's
go.
the thing.
Where is
Dreadbomb,
Dread Bomb going to go? They could fight somebody in
Dreadbomb
USTZ.
characteristically
I can
goes
tell you where
after
you can
weaker
go.
targets. Literally,
You can go up to
weakest
like
targets.
Gemini, because
That's
that's
not
a
where
But
they
then
live. They
no,
live in
but then we're
Providence.
fighting
You don't want to go
FRT
that far
and
away.
FRT are in Pappy, dude. So we can't do that
Yeah,
because
I
then
think
we'd be
living-
fighting Pappy and we would be Goonpats. We don't want to be Goonpats, so we're not going to do that.
Jeremy, why are you trying to hire mercs on your ally right now?
You're so fucking stupid.
There is nobody
yeah.
to fight in Gemini.
Listen.
Darkseid is a Russian, not USTZ. There's
I'm
nobody
listening.
to fight
He
in.
meant FRT.
No, I
dude.
mean Horde. I mean, the Horde's a
Horde's
significant
not
presence.
vulnerable.
there is
pick
no shortage
a
of people
point.
for them to fight exactly where they live. It's just they choose not to.
You can go up to Pravi. Coalition
Wait, what do
Spanish
you mean?
not blue to us. They give
There
big
is no shortage of goons or initiative to fight in the area.
Why would we want to blob more? That's ridiculous.
Did you just
Initiative is
whoa? Did you just say
Initiative is
why would we want to
EUTZ.
blob more?
You're not
Yeah,
gonna get.
why
They're
would
not
we
gonna get fights out of initiative at the
But that's
scale
not
that
true.
they're currently at.
Murray, that's
Initiative
not actually
US
true at all. Like
Initiative
Not true at all.
USTZ
You guys don't blob in it.
I've never seen initiative for more
Initiative
than like 40
USTZ could barely outblob like Cone,
Yeah, they're not
and
big
Cone
They're
in the
not
is
US.
not that
strong,
big.
but combined with Whelp Squad, they're forming like 60 to 100 dudes pretty consistently, which is right in Dreadbomb's like.
But what happens right when we form? You guys form, and then it turns into a huge fucking.
We don't
like,
fucking form. We don't want to fight you. We want to
You
be
don't
in
want to fight in
Delve.
it. Though? You don't want to fight in it. I'm pretty
No,
sure
we
you guys.
want to be in
You don't want
Delve.
to fight in it at all. Period. So you're just gonna
90%
let
of the
Demon
ops.
burn down your entire fucking region.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we don't want
yes?
to fight
Okay.
them. We want to be in Delve. There is a reason we are death cloned to Delve and jump cloned to catch. Because we want to be in Delve.
Do you though?
Yes!
Why
I'm
wouldn't we?
in Delve ADMing right
Sandrin, be
now.
careful what you wish for, friend.
I am 2 systems over from you ADMing. Come at me, Bill. Fuck you.
How many times have I told you and everyone else in Dread Bomb, if
Dude,
you
I don't actually care what you think. So
Aquarius.
please fucking suck a dick, please. I'm begging you.
if
Like
you
your mouth is so full of cock, I can fucking see the cum dripping out of your nose. Please
Jesus
shut
Yes, you
Christ,
got
dude,
about
shut
30
up.
fucking more seconds of being a complete fucking moron on this stream before I just kick you out of the channel. If you're gonna sit here and just interrupt people whenever they're trying to make counterpoints, you can fuck off because no one gives a shit about you. Goodbye.
That was a little hostile.
It was
The
hostile.
exact.
If you're gonna come on the show and be a fucking moron and just be an absolute dick for no reason and not let people talk and counter your points, then don't fucking come on the show. You're boring and no one needs you.
That is the speed with which I will destroy Dread Bomb should they show up within 2 regions.
Jeremy,
Jeremy.
you're not going to destroy anybody, buddy.
Billy, I know.
Don't talk to shit that I have to back up, please.
God, that shit's
Oh,
so
shit.
super
Right
fucking
now,
cringy.
right now, it's just like, look, you know, I get the whole like they're just not gonna form to fight us, and that's fine. But the whole push now is to try to hit stuff that'll make them form, and if that ends up going that way, it
But
ends up
why
going that
though?
way.
Like, why
Why? What
even
else are we
bother
gonna
at
do?
that point?
Sit in low
Go
seconds?
somewhere else.
Why? We're in Wrecking Crew. We live in Providence and fucking Kamal.
But you literally just
There's
said
no
that there are
And we
Redline.
tons
can't.
of NPC stations you can go live in. Go live in an
Redline.
NPC station.
I
There
never
Go
is
said that.
fight
That's
people
nowhere
who are
else
gonna
on the
fight
the
map
you.
idiot.
with USTZ to fight. Volta is EU, and they're the only group that's comparable in size to Dreadbomb that
You want to
isn't
know
in Pappy on the entire fucking
the
map.
n- I did consider going up to fight in SH, but then they allied with Frat and it just turned into a blob fest. Or not allied, but to fight in SH, but then it turned into a blob fest. And
Well,
plus,
yeah,
they're still sort of
they're
old
straight
bros.
blue.
And we're also like straight sort of old bros within SH. And so now the whole point is just, you know, do sort of bide over until this war ends, which is why every time I get on this show, how long until the war ends? Because ideally, once the war ends, we have structures that are U.S. time zone, and we pissed off enough people or made people want to come shoot us because who else is everyone going to go shoot? Like Test and Legacy are not going to swing back through the map and instantly fight PanFam. They need to find a target to fight in the intermediary, and we've placed ourselves right in the fucking middle of the southeast. So the idea right now is honestly kill all the shit that's like in Amencia, purge the regions, hope someone moves in, hope you can shoot that someone, or someone comes and shoots you. Because I mean, that's the
So you're
con.
worried about us coming back to shoot you? You're like, I better fucking piss them off more. It's like,
When have what?
Did you
I'm
not
not.
listen to his sentence?
no, apparently not, because it's like, you're like, you want people to move in. Nobody's gonna move in there. Like they
No,
know every.
he's saying like his only option basically is to set up shop and hope that he made somebody mad enough to come shoot him when the war's
And then
over,
when
because
we
that's
go
about
back,
it.
he's going to whine about us blobbing him because that's what they
I
do
have
every
never
time.
sat here and said you blob. I've never sat here and said
You
you're a
whine about
fucking
us
baby
blobbing,
and you
you
blob.
constantly do.
There's definitely been times where I've said, yeah, they blobbed the fight and we didn't fight. I've never whined at someone for blobbing. It sucks, yeah, but I'm not gonna sit here and whine about it. It gave me a chance to either call and if someone blobs me, then that's like, okay, I either need to find a bat phone or I need to figure out a way to beat the blob. I've never came on the show and been like, "Wah, someone blobbed me." No, I've definitely been in fights where, like I said, when the COO fort happened, all the Pappy came, and we had Wrecking Crew and a few other friends there, but we just were not set up enough to take that fight. It was like 190 Munins versus like I think we had like 160 tunes logged in or something, and it just we were not set up to take that fight. That you blobbed us for sure, and I get that it's along the Pappy Keepstar chain, and we never like that's the whole reason Pappy came, but like I get that, I get that. I'm not mad at that. It's just that like that's what we did. We tried to get a content. We tried to attract content, which we did. We attracted a lot of people to it. It was just too many people for us to fight.
I really don't think that you need to explain yourself.
No, you're
They're just
totally right.
trolling.
He doesn't have to explain himself because it's a video game. We all play the video game, and so realistically, you can do whatever you want. I just don't know how anybody can expect to have people not be at least marginally upset with them and like talking shit about them and saying, "Oh, you're blue to these people because all you do is fight with them. You never fight against them." When that's what it looks like, right? But you can do
Looks
that.
are
That's your
deceiving,
prerogative,
and
man.
I
You can do whatever you want.
look like all this started when people said like if all of Pappy like came down and like pushed my shit in, tough. But I'm not gonna bat phone goons or in it to come save me from it.
But they will
They're
come
pretty.
and save you, though. They'll
Someone
No,
try
they
to.
will not. This is
is
me telling. If they
Yeah.
come, then it's on their own prerogative because they want to fuck you guys over. When Darkshine's moved over, I literally asked him. I was like, "Hey, are you gonna hit us?" And he goes, "No, I'm here to fuck Pappy in the ass and no one else." And I said, "Okay."
No, I want to go back to earlier when you have to have such a good relationship with Initiative that they don't shoot your own supers, right? There's no There's no way that wasn't either
Go ask Panda why he
pre-coordinated.
didn't shoot my super. Then he was the one FC in their fleet because he was the one they were anchored on.
Right, because he wants to maintain that relationship, right?
It's because he doesn't want you to start shooting him. Like, you're blue, but you're not blue. Let's be honest. Like,
Well, I mean, let's be clear. You're comfortable enough putting supers on a grid with them.
That was Valerie. Yeah, I mean, that was I didn't tell Valerie. To
Yeah,
do
but
that.
no, but that says it all, right? Like, if I'm comfortable enough with someone to put my supers on the grid with their fleets and know that they're not going to kill it, that instantly says all it needs to say.
All right, I don't disagree with you there. I am comfortable enough to put a nightmare fleet and for the record to show straight. We got there before they did. I didn't even know they were coming. But to be on the same grid and shoot the same structure as them because I know they don't want to shoot me, they want to shoot you. They could care less what I do. They just want to shoot you.
they
Absolutely.
care about what you do. They care that you shoot us and not him or them.
But who do you want to shoot? So?
Anyone, man. I don't care.
Bingo. There it is. There is the truth.
Anyone but
ladies and
initiative.
gentlemen.
Can I point out that we did put dreads on the field multiple times to help you guys out and kill Goon Titans.
And there's
and supers?
there's been multiple times when we've shot in it. Like if you don't, they remember that one time they fucking brought the Harpy fleet to when we fought. I think it was like UQ-P like catch when we were like fighting over the final timer of Fortizar. Carmen was there and he was pulling a Villy where he was like dreads and ZXIC log in, like all that sort of stuff. Like and then yeah, he pulled one of you. I was actually laughing at that. But they warped in harpies like on top of you, and we switched off and murdered their harpies. Like even though those harpies are holding tackle for mutants to us to kill, we killed in it there.
But we were also getting like frags and stuff. We were getting to fight, so it's just,
There are times where we've shot in it. There's times where we haven't. There's times where we shot Legacy. There's times when we haven't shot Legacy.
Now, never mind. I lost.
there were times where like we lost a bunch of dreads to Pappy forces with supers on grid because we weren't technically blue to them, so they're just like they killed us at the end of the fight.
And were you generously reimbursed for every single one?
I don't know. Were we?
On the one where Sashi DD'd us, yeah, we got whole price back.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I was told it was more than that.
I'd have to open up the combo with Pro God, but we got whole price back, and I distributed that to each of the guys who lost it. I remember Telrum got his, and he's like, "Tell Sashi he's a bitch," but you know.
Yeah, I wasn't satisfied with that either, but it is what it is. So I mean, yeah.
Move off of it. We've talked about it enough.
It has been a while.
About big formations yet?
Oh god,
So-
now I have to drink.
Take a drink.
Fuck's sake.
Come on now.
I thought this was a good recap of like current happenings in the war, but I thought Loki could go through some of the history for us.
One sec, I gotta turn on my light.
Loki, don't you have like a 30-second history of the war so
Can
far?
we time him?
I think we can
Alright,
time him.
so-
Hold up, wait a sec. Wait, hold up.
No, I'm just gonna give it a spiel.
No,
first
let me
before
do a
we
timer.
Twitch
this.
chat, time him.
Let me do a timer real quick. Hold up.
Yeah, just
Let
do
me-
the timer. Let me just introduce why I'm doing this, okay? Okay. So, a couple of streams, which shall remain nameless, decided that they were going to go through the entire fucking history of M2 Tech.
Docking stations.
Maybe. Like for an entire episode, they milked the shit out of this, and then there was like a little bit of new stuff. So I decided that obviously viewers might need some of that history, but we don't want to make it take too long because, well, that would be, I don't know, inconsiderate of everyone else's time. So we're going to try to do the entire history of the M2 Tech massacres in under 30 seconds.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
M2 Tech number 1, Pappy 1 objective, armor timer, Titan slaughter was close. Goons 1 slaughter fest by 6 Titans. Pappy doesn't log in after downtime, and 100-ish Titans are trapped below the keep. M-Tac number 2, structure timer. Pappy jumps in, destroyed keep, slaughters goons, super fleet, and the war is won. Just kidding. Instead, there is a 500 IQ big brain play. Pappy jumps in a couple thousand dudes in a system, brimming at nearly 5K. Servers say no, and Pappy turkey shoot begins. That was actually 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was exactly 30 seconds. That was perfect.
Oh my
exactly
god.
Everything that we needed to do.
basically. And then there was Dinner Bell, the M2 mass login, Pappy push on Delve, Pittsburgh wins the war, I think is somewhere in here, something like that.
What?
And that's pretty much what
That was the
happened.
Elise Randolph shout out because Pitts has been doing U.S. time zone fleets. Pitts and
Yeah,
a lot of the NC dot guys actually.
I did put this in actually. Pittsburgh
in chat.
single-handedly saves the war for Pappy, and then in parentheses I put, I know there were other FCs in Pappy, but I like Pitts, so get wrecked. Other FCs.
Brother Bob's in chat. I want to give a shout out to him for starting many memes on the Pappy Discord server.
I love Brother Bob's Corporation. I've never met someone from Original Sinners I don't dislike. I don't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's like
I like them all. That's
Brother
what it is.
Bob,
How
Blazing
many have
Bunny,
you fucking
Pittsburgh,
met?
U.S. time zone, NC dot fleets.
Yeah.
Just kind of like leading the charge with shit.
Brother Bob,
It's
Blazing.
like if you grabbed like all the worst people, worst players, and you
Itachi.
online and put them into one like.
Bill,
fucking
you know what?
dumpster.
That would be called Oblak, Bill. That would be
Original
called
Sinners is probably one of the top corps in EVE right now, I'd say.
Oh,
I actually
dude,
wanted
why
to give
did
a
you have
shout out to
say
Bill,
that?
but
Actually, it's Amoxido, and they're recruiting.
I wanted to give a shout out to Bill, but I feel like if I said it, it's actually kind of like an insult.
What?
So
you
no,
should
no,
say
okay. So hear it out. So Bill, I wanted to give you a shout out for being a multi-boxer and not clearly like blatantly cheating. I mean, you could be, but I doubt you are. But I feel like if I say Bill's a multi-boxer, but he's not good enough to get accused of like input broadcasting, it means you're a bad multi-boxer. But I don't know if that's true.
No,
So
I'm actually
I just want to
terrible. Terrible at this.
Well, I just want to appreciate the fact that you multi-box, but you don't cheat multi-boxing.
Well, I
sort of
appreciate
thing.
it, Ryan. It's just I'm actually bad at multi-boxing. It's just that Sandrin is worse than me. So
What's wrong with? I
That's
don't fucking
probably true.
multi-box much. What do you mean? I managed to
thing, when you
successfully
die-
get
when
my
you die to
alien
me-
ship safe when the person from chat came and tried to kill me. Thank you very much.
whenever you die to me, it's not because I'm good. It's just because you're worse than
Bring
I am.
the rest of your fucking alliance to kill me every time, you little shit. You
What
know
the
what
fuck
you
are
do.
you talking about?
You
Those
look
are
at the fucking
me.
kill from last time.
Maybe if you had some more accounts, Amok could start taking some more fights. You know, it's kind of sad to see them tethered all the time.
We find the inevitable Omen kill that you're talking about. Yeah, Big Bill the Boss, Herzog T, Jackal Kensazale, and Master Striker 01 against my lone Omen. That was very rude of you to blob me.
Fucking blobbers, dude. Jeez.
Did you win though?
Big Bill the
He died.
Blobber.
I always killed Bill though. He was low shield when I died, and he was in a
Big
Nostra.
Bill the Blobber.
Yeah, Big Bill the.
I was baiting. I had a shield boost on.
Big Bill the Baiter.
You're not gonna fucking kill a Nomen with a Nostray though. You just hit reload and then it'll just sit there killing you.
Bro, I was orbiting you at like 500 meters. You won't go
And I
get
was
this.
still flying.
Did you just lose to a goon, dude? Is that what happened? I'm
I
sorry. I
lost
just
to
got back.
4 goons. Sorry.
No, he lost to me. The other one's sword on him.
I'm very successful in UEXO for killing goons though. They don't like lighting sinos on that Keepstar anymore because no matter what I'm doing, I will put an entire fleet on the Keepstar to kill their sign.
Bill, the other night there, I just pretended to go AFK all those times, and the guy's just like bug zapping to me.
You talking about the Claymore?
Yeah, I was just laughing my ass
I
off. My
fucking
God.
told him. I was like, "Why are you at this Philly? Stop going after him."
UEXO is so much fun to bait the fucking idiots of AMOC out. It's hilarious.
Well, no, it was just like, like, because I know that most of them don't know it's me, so I'm just like, I'll go AFK on this gate. Wink, wink. In come 2 ships to come kill me. All right, guys, come back and kill them. Like,
There may have been
did it
a
like
couple
4
times.
fucking times in a row, and like Bill's the whole time's like, "Hi, I wonder if that's bait."
There may have been a couple times when I was like, "Let's see if we can fucking nuke him before he calls his boys in."
I mean, that's not the wrong play. It's
Because
just gotta do it from proper range.
with enough people, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even evicting goons from Delve.
Even evicting goons from Delve, yes.
And
Which is going well. The eviction is going quite well. We've got them down to 1
are
constellation
you
now.
fucking kidding me? Billy said earlier that it would take 3 to 6 months for the war to end. 3 to
He
6
said
months.
2 months.
So it's
2
going
to
to take 2 months to purge everything outside of 1DQ. It's probably going to take another 2 to 3 months, I would guess.
Have you
at
seen
least.
Horde? I think it would take like 2 weeks at tops.
We're
No,
talking
we're-
30 Keepstars, another 30 Sotillos, and at least another 50 forts, I think.
Just
we gotta
go
kill.
for the reinforcement on more than one at a time. That worked out really well last time. And
Look,
just
our
try it
standing
again.
is going as fast as we can, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot to clean up, and
Add that kill board, man.
we just shit posted Death Shed.
What?
I'm
It's
excited.
literally all
I'm
we do.
happy to continue to work with some of the best FCs in the game to continue to kill goons and get better.
When did you start working with me and some other people? You're on the opposite side.
Bill, what? No, there's no way you're an FC.
Not an
Commanding
FC, I'm
fleets of
multi-boxer.
yourself does not count. Just so that we're all on the same page.
Even if they are all in command shift, though.
That's
Might as
like
well
talking
command your
solo
own death
PvP,
clones.
actually.
That's fine. Actually, fleet commanding myself is harder than fleet commanding other people.
Listen to
Not
you
true.
either.
This boxer.
Do what? What? Oh, never mind. That was a Twitch. I had this fucking Twitch on. It was messing me up.
Where's Asher at? If we're talking about FCs, I haven't seen an Asher fleet in a while.
How the
I think
All the
Asher is.
FCs are burned out on the goon side.
I don't think they're all burned out. Dave Archer or
I got
his
Danger Dave.
Danger Dave, yeah. That's
Of course, you mentioned
One
Mr.
Vendetta.
Archer.
oof.
I haven't
Danger.
figured
No.
it.
That had nothing to do with the fact that everybody says Dave Archer is me. I'm not
Redline's like,
Dave
he's not
Archer.
burned out. I'm right here. I mean,
I
what?
have never in my life fed as much as Dave fucking Archer with his vendetta feed. Like, hello, how 2 months you're on the M2 Keepstar camping, and all it took was 1 day for you to lose your vendetta. Like, come on, man, so sad.
I don't know. I kind of wish that we threw out
Speaking of
fucking
burnout, goon
faction
ADM.
supers a little bit more. Ate some of those dreads. It'd be nice.
We
How's
did?
the ADM
In my
against
opinion.
1DQ?
I'm sorry, Jeremy. You go ahead. Okay. What expertise
Sorry, I
are you
didn't mean
sharing with us here? I was just saying. I just. I don't know. I wish we'd throw more of those fucking faction supers out for 30 or 40 dreads.
Wasn't Dave Archer responsible for that combat interceptor fleet 3 days ago?
Are you, what?
Combat
Feed
what?
Dave Archer was probably responsible. Yes.
Okay, all right.
What about Amok?
What about a combat interceptor fleet? Hello?
There was like a. I mean, okay, so there's apparently like interceptor fleet that was like 3 days ago, and all goons did just like spam hell yeah on local.
I can confirm I was there.
Oh hell yeah, that sounds cool.
Hell
They
yeah.
brought in Corvettes, and they were like, we really don't want to just do Corvettes, and so they brought in Harpies fed, and then their genius response to them feeding Harpies was, okay, we're just gonna bring in like claws now. So we just set in the gate and in Caracals and killed them all. I think they killed 2 Munins out of my fleet, and they lost like 6 billion in ISK. It wasn't much.
No, they
Jeremy,
killed.
I love how humble you're being and how totally not cocky you're getting right now. That high horse, that's gonna be that's gonna fuck it. Your back's gonna break when you fall off that son of a bitch as high as you are.
Talked about the oracles. Yeah, I expected you to bring that up straight away. Do you not know about the oracles?
What happened to the oracles?
Tell us about the oracles, please.
Bill's buddies killed some of my oracles, and they've been very smug about it this week, despite it only being like 800 mil loss.
I haven't even seen anything about any oracles. When did we?
I'll find the PR. We lost. We're ADMing in oracles, and turns out beams don't track too well, so we couldn't even kill their sign.
Beams
you're
don't track
ADM?
too well.
I thought I killed that
How'd you
one.
not kill a Sino? It doesn't
I don't
move.
fucking know. We were
It
like
doesn't
30.
move.
We were like 30 kilometers off them, not hitting, and it's like, excuse me.
Beams don't
Bro,
track too
dude.
well at a stationary target at 30 kilometers.
Apparently.
What ammo were you using? Fuck.
I don't know. We're using, I think multi-frig.
It's like this
But, like,
Aurora
I
is just
couldn't
really
kill
weak.
This fucking Tengu. And I was like, please, dude, just die.
Huh.
Dave Archer. I was talking shit about Dave. He popped up in the chat. Yeah. Sorry, Dave.
File report, Bill.
Oh,
I've
that
had it linked
seems-
to me by your people many, many times this week.
Seems very convenient. All of a sudden now he exists.
What do you mean? He's
Says
right
the
there.
account.
Dave.
It says the
Dave-
account was made today. Is that
Dave
true?
Archer.
His name's not actually banned.
Dave Archer. I need you to join the Drag Me channel. Just join the channel for 3 seconds. Say hello. Yes. Dave. Dave,
Steven?
say. That's Dave. This is
Bot
Dave.
didn't delete him right away? What the fuck?
This is Dave Archer. Guys, I am not Dave Archer.
Dave Archer, are you a Redline alt Dave Archer?
Definitely. That's why I get all my shitty FC info.
Fuck you!
Shut up, Redline.
Even
Redline,
sound
how are
the
you
same.
making that flawless accent, Redline?
It's really good.
Yeah, good job, dude.
Talk at the same time?
Okay, you ready, Dave? 3, 2, 1. This is me and Dave Archer talking at the same. God damn it!
I mean, at least you're getting your 3 fleets a weekend over there on Goonside.
Yeah. Oh, good point. I can't give him shit about that anymore. He is doing it over here.
You guys start taking this meme way too far. It is way too far, and
Does
needs
feel
to
good, though.
stop. No,
We've
it doesn't.
mingled.
The only reason why I joined this Discord is because I heard you banned my name, so I thought it'd be funny to come onto the Discord myself.
I did ban your name. Also, that was him talking and me laughing at the same time. Get fucked, nerds. I'm not Dave Archer, and Dave Archer.
No, that was a
is me.
recording. You're like
that was
a
not a
soundboard.
recording.
It's
It
a
was,
soundboard.
Yeah, so my main is Redline.
Your main is not Redline. Your main is Dave Archer.
Stop talking to yourself. It's weird.
Wait, so hold on. If I'm Redline, that means I didn't lose a vendetta, but he did. Ah!
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, two for that matter.
Fucking touche.
Well, at the end of the day, I don't really care. I got SRP for it, and I knew it was going to die. I bought it.
You got
to
a
fly it.
Thanatos, dude. You
No, I
got a
didn't. I've got a Nick. I just flew the Thanatos
not-
because I didn't have the Nick yet. I don't care about that. Like, I don't actually care about it. I bought it to use it. It wasn't a hanger ornament. It died in a fight. Big whoop.
I mean, you killed some of
I don't know if I call it a fight, but yeah, you know, like it died doing what it was meant to do.
End of the day, yeah, it caused the death of more in ISK than it was bought for because I didn't buy it in current markets.
I'm sure they
I
didn't buy
mean,
those
the
goods in current
second
market
one
either.
that died could have been prevented if I had more faxes. But
You had faxes full stop. Would have been
yeah, there was that issue.
statement there.
I was a little rushed.
It's just
got-
that, you know, it's when you're running a camp like that, you get, you know, sloppy over time.
I will admit, I got complacent. I saw the carriers go in, and I was doing other stuff at the time as well. So I just did the routine and sent the supers.
Well, exactly. That's how you do it, right? You build a routine and the people doing it, and sooner or later you find a hole in the routine to crack. It's not.
Or it gets stuck in a bunch
No,
of.
I had to lose
very cheap
supers
stuff.
eventually anyway.
Yeah, it's a fun lesson to learn. That's for sure.
If you're not losing supers, you're not using them enough.
I think
we've
using them
lost a lot
correctly,
of
maybe.
That is a pretty valid point. Like, honestly, I think that people should use their supers more often and lose their supers more often. Can we take down those jammers in 1DQ and have a super fight there?
I think they need to get more.
By all
respect.
means,
We can
come
do
to
that
the
in-
Imperial Palace and have a super fight.
We can do that in M2
You gotta
too.
take down the jammers first, though.
I mean, you guys have got to stop putting jammers up every time you use yours. So
Or we're just copying you guys.
Well, yeah, we'll do a trade. If you stop putting them up,
that.
we'll put them up.
Hang on, there were several times though when it's looked like you guys are going to go for a fight and want to kill, and I've deliberately not jammed it so you can bridge more people in.
I don't think that's true at all.
I haven't noticed that.
Every USTZ, I've just literally instructed people not to jam it.
Sandrin, you haven't noticed that because you're too busy being tackled by me down south.
I'm
Fucking
currently docked up in Anathanor, being taunted in local by Herzog from chat, who has just left local actually.
That's unfortunate.
He's trying to
Sad
kill
that he's
little
left.
ratting Vexer, dude. I'm just trying to get the ADMs up, do my duty.
Ooh, there's a question in the chat that I want to answer. At your estimate, how much has the loss of space hurt the economy / industry of goons? And
say goons?
Go.
You say goons. I would like. It'd probably be wiser to expand that to the entire fucking games market.
I mean, this war's made me more ISK out of industry than I've made in a very long time.
Is
I
it
mean,
the
It's
kind
every-
of deal where it's
every
like
week.
when the new doctrine gets announced, the FCs know ahead of time, and you'll
I
just the market
currently
with-
don't know what new doctrines, if
Ask
any,
your
are going to have.
CSM.
I honestly don't think anybody's pushing new doctrines too hard. I know
Yeah,
we
no.
want to run some battleships here soon, but it's just the mineral market is so fucked. It's like I can do hacks, which cost 200 mil a pop, or I can do battleships, which cost 450 mil a pop. I want and are like 3 times harder to supply the minerals for. I wonder what I'll do.
Yeah, with the
You can take literally like 150 hacks down in a jump freighter if like in like the base materials, right? Because moon materials are so small.
And even feroxes aren't really that great anymore because they're over 100 mil now. Well,
Yeah, like the base minerals plus like guns for a ferox are like 120 mil now. Like
yeah,
it's just not
a year
cost
ago
efficient anymore.
they were like 80 mil and hacks were 300, and that was a much more reasonable choice. So why would we use battle cruisers now?
That's another thing I like to circling all the way back to like my original fucking comment of this show when I said like this war's fucking stupid. This is one of the reasons why. Like it's just not fucking. It costs so fucking much. It's well, especially for me, but
Well, everybody in the Imperium.
So
it's just
what about
stupid.
what about the answer to the question? So how much has this war impacted like the economics of, I guess we'll call it the South, because realistically there's only 2 blocks that are losing a shit ton of stuff, and they
I
are
mean,
the
we
Imperium and Legacy.
we still produce like fucking 25% of what you see on Jita. Like
what?
Redline, I don't think you have an actual idea of how much shit we fucking produce.
I
Like
don't.
we,
I have no
how?
idea.
You don't-
That's
Yeah,
why I
like-
posed. That's why I saw the question in chat and I posed it, because I think it's a great question, because I actually have no idea. Like, there's no spin involved. There's no bullshit. It's just simply, how is it affecting the economy being involved in a war, losing stuff every day from both sides?
It's going to impact everybody equally, in my opinion. I
Well, it's not
think
that it's going to. It is currently impacting everybody
The
equally.
smaller
Yeah, but-
groups involved in this are impacted far more than the bigger groups. I think.
I think
Well, no,
you're
it's
gonna see
the
shit.
impact is the. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Industrial wise, I think the smaller alliances within these groups are impacted more than the bigger ones.
Well, I think that
Sure.
you're going to see a dramatic increase in costs here coming soon.
Here's the thing: that it'd affect them a lot more if null set was at least decent of like it was post redistribution and post ore changes, right? With the new changes, I think that high sec or low sec, wherever they want to go, will provide them with a somewhat. Of course, not all of their members are going to go to high sec, low sec, whatever, like they want them to, right? Because that's you're giving up real life money, which not everyone can do, or you're going to give up, skill points on your main, which is kind of a different cost if you put another character in high sec or whatever. It's going to affect everyone, but I think it affects goons less than you would think because they have the option of getting decent enough revenues from in somewhat high sec through incursions and whatever you have.
What?
So
He
when
broke
you
up a lot. No, I don't know. I'm gonna be real. Like we have a like a massive fucking stockpile. We've been here for 4 years. Like you've seen the numbers generated by those fucking whatever those fucking reports are called.
MERs.
Market report.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean,
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that I think that the global economy of the new Eden galaxy will most likely take a unified hit.
I mean, it has taken a
It's
unified hit
taking a
across
unified
the
hit.
board already.
No, it's
But
taken
the-
it's gone up a little bit.
Not only the war is affecting that. There's other things.
It
Yeah,
hasn't.
I
It
mean,
hasn't
there's
DME'd. It hasn't game stopped yet.
I think the
You're
question.
you're so deep down the meme rabbit hole, and I don't think anybody knows what you're talking about. Like,
I know what he's talking about. Everybody knows what he's talking about. Where are my
remember?
diamond hand apes at?
Diamond
Let me see
hands,
some
dude.
diamond hands in the chat.
Yee-hee.
You'll see him.
Plus
Anyways,
200.
fuck off, Jeremy.
I
Anyways, I
How
think
you
the
all
question
know what
more or
it's
less.
called?
Dude, it's at 246. That's actually like really good.
It's so weird. I don't understand it. But anyways,
No, I told my mom to hang on to it because I knew it was probably going to go back up. And guess what? There you go.
AMC, got my GME, got my NOK,
Anyway, we don't have to talk about this. Actually, this would be a much better stream topic. But so Bill, basically the effects of the lack of production from like all of nullsec essentially is being felt currently by smaller groups. I can attest to that. Obviously, the impact will be felt more by smaller groups. But when you have an N+1 game, right, all changes are a nerf to everybody almost equally. But when you have a large group, it's like a little bit of a buff, though. You know what I mean? Because these people are able to circumvent things or work together and coordinate in ways that smaller groups just don't have those options to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's an infrastructure established. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you know, it's whatever. It's nobody's fault. I mean, if we're gonna point the finger at somebody, I think we should point at CCP, like I was talking about last week. But it's we're just gonna have to adapt, evolve, and try to
I
outsmart
mean,
other players to get
C-
ahead.
CCP will most
One of
definitely introduce some sort of change that like alleviates the fucking stress on the minerals and
I don't
Tech
agree.
2 market.
Not for a while. And they
Yeah.
seem to be happy.
They are on phase 2 of 5 right now, and it has been like I guess they're going once a year. Like in 5 years, we'll be fine.
It certainly seemed like from that interview that Rattati did on Oz's stream, which I mean, he didn't really say much, right? But from the tone of what he was saying, like I extrapolated that he was relatively happy with the way things were going. And now this is basically a fucked economy in the game's biggest war, right? Where like nobody's really doing anything. Nobody's really out there ratting. Nobody's out there really mining. So if those are the numbers he wants to see, like that's very concerning because again, like everyone's got jobs mostly. I mean, some people don't, but like the majority of people are like working adults in this game, right? And like I don't know if we have the time to like mine our way out of this, if you know what I mean.
Take away work rules. Like if you make work rules boosting only, it's going to be a even bigger pain to get the economy up because not everyone like 2 accounts and are for anymore, and one of them is a work rule and it hasn't undocked to my past 8 months. And there's gonna be a lot of work rules which are gonna be reprocessed or whatever, but they make them boosting only because they have no use to a lot of people.
Are you still subbing yours via like do you plex your accounts by the or
Never been able to buy uh pay with ISK for my accounts. I've only ever Plex. I've only ever used my
okay.
credit.
Are you currently plexing your Oracle account?
Yeah, I'm currently subscribed to my and my Dread tune.
Oh, that's
That's the
interesting.
only
So
reason.
I was wondering, right? Because like it depends on like a lot of factors, obviously. But if the majority of people already aren't plexing that account, then I mean the impact, at least in the Plex skill injector economy, will be felt probably not as much. But if people are still keeping them going because people are still out there trying to actually get shit done when they can, then I mean I don't know.
Oh
That's
no,
probably not going to be so great.
I really thought about like going and selling him on the character bazaar. I really had to like think about if he was any use to me at all, and I kind of looked like, well, he's like 120 days away from a carrier, and then it all cross trains into everything else, so might as well take it. Like he's gonna be in a
Yeah.
super red
If
soon.
Rourke's been cross-trained so well, then there'd probably be a lot more just like sold pilots or extracted pilots. Like my
That's true.
Rourke pilot's also a Faxel and a Wyvern pilot, so
Right. You can always get into something else. That's true.
yeah, like I'm considering just selling the Rourke. Like I've been holding on to it, being like maybe it'll be useful again at some point. But now I'm just like I'm probably just gonna sell it and extract the skills and inject into something else, like finish my Titanal or something.
And then the prices of supers are going up pretty steadily.
I already have the Titan. I bought it
I
just
mean,
before the war.
Yeah.
never
Smart.
lost a roll. I legitimately like if it goes to boosting only, I might just either figure out if I can fit it for like seeing for capitals from, or just getting it like doing a Rorqual roam, putting hyper stabs on it or whatever, and calling it down.
I'm gonna eventually fucking suicide mine at some point
God,
because
mining is
the
so
insurance is
boring.
Yeah, but it's free money. Like
Yeah,
the insurance is pretty good.
time, right? You can do stuff with your friends, like you can talk to your friends or watch Netflix or whatever. It's and it generates content. It generates. Sorry, 1 second.
I almost
Bro,
never
you
mind
wanna
Anon
ban
to be
Crocs
honest.
and chill?
I
It
just had
generates good content because workloads get tackled all the time, so it's a really good content generator, and it's really fun as an FC to go that, and it's really fun as a fleet member to go do that.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Jeremy, because I had the same fucking argument like a year or so ago on this here show. And
Wait a
everybody's
second.
like, meh, 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 well, Oracle's too strong, meh. And then Omeka said something in fucking Omeka voice, and then
Wait,
that was
guys.
that.
Did you
So
know that this
No.
week is the year anniversary of this show?
You just figured it out?
No, I figured
Surely
it out
that's
like
something you should have known.
I figured it out last week. But like,
But you didn't really think about it.
yeah, no, I thought about it just only briefly because like I still don't understand how anybody's still watching the show after an entire year of doing it. But I
It's
mean,
a garbage
One
heap.
year,
It's
1 year of
hilarious to
polishing a
watch.
turd.
It is.
Because
It's kind of funny sometimes. Yeah, I'll give you that. But
It's because you have a very pretty voice, and we like
it's
listening to it.
stop. It's been a year though, a whole year.
Who's
I
getting
guess
enough
call it
points
quits,
to
Billy.
push the red button?
No, don't push
What?
the red button. This is scam. I'm sorry. Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt your terribly entertaining conversation about mining. Carry on, lads.
how do you guys have a conversation about mining when Don's not here?
Yeah, where the fuck's Dawn?
It's because that's
Yeah,
what
she's mourning the loss for Keepstar. Probably she's all dressed and veiled and whatever.
I doubt that very
Jeremy,
heavily.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that this war has lasted so long that there's not like the smidgetest, smallest, tiniest shit given for any of these motherfuckers anymore.
It hasn't even
Keepstars
been a year yet.
It's coming up on one.
Are you not going to be sad if you exodize?
It's not his key.
It's where he's lived for a long time, though.
I've only been there for like 3 years.
My court paid for it.
My corp will kill it.
Good.
No.
Why do I sound like I'm a fake Brit? Fuck you.
I will ensure that you don't get. I will suicide an army just to make sure that you don't show up on that kill now.
I'm going to be on that kill
You
now,
and your
whether you like it or
kennels.
not.
First
We will
person's get
all,
doomsday.
on the blessed day, the whole UEXO and PUIG timers, I will call in sick to work those days.
That
You'll be a
Bless-
diva CTA for those Keepstars
Seems
just
like-
to upset you.
Seems like over dedication to the cause.
So about
not gonna
another
lie.
year then.
Jeremy doesn't seem like a very dedicated employee.
Well, especially when it's literally just going to be us putting a sign jammer up, putting some supers in, and shooting Keepstar casually like we do with most of the rest of them.
Yeah, I was playing Stellaris when we killed the ZXP Keepstar, got my whore on, it was good.
Yeah,
Probably won't
what
take
does
off.
it
I probably it's gonna work.
What
know,
does it
it's not-
say about how things are going that Horde assigned the lowest level of strata priority to the kill timer?
I mean, not
Offended?
a whole lot. It's low priority if
You're-
no one's gonna come
I mean-
come defend it.
Yeah, when you look at it with the ZXB keep, you kind of put it in a way that we couldn't really do anything unless
Right.
we took out the jammers, which we had a bit of fun with the jammers.
Well, no, we're
wasn't
going
gonna
to
happen.
create a tactical environment which gives us the most
Exactly.
lopsided advantage, which is exactly what you guys do every result, right? Like, neither side is going to surrender tactical advantages if they don't have to. That's just how it works.
Guys, think of how much pain you're putting the CCP marketing department through not giving them big fights.
Let me find the
Yeah.
world's smallest violin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my god, a poor CCP marketing team. Whatever will I do?
They rely on those fights to draw new players in. How are they going to sell expert systems?
God damn it!
Oh,
supposed
the
to
export
be
things. Have y'all seen those? They're so awesome. Those are so
Bill.
cool.
We're not really gonna do it, are we? We can't talk about it. We spent too
We're
much time
gonna
talking
have a
about it.
blurb about the little expert skill system.
Okay.
Beautiful. That was
Cool.
beautiful, Bill.
I'm pretty interested in where this is going. What's where's the song? Where's the rest of the song? Oh, Mike
That's-
Flood's didn't drag me. Here, let's get Mike down here.
Hey,
Mike.
Mike.
And vendetta joke in 3, 2.
You know what? I heard there was a little bit of a personal vendetta going on, so I had to pop in.
Hey,
there it is.
Every day that I come online now, I get that from him.
Oh,
At least I didn't lose my Titan DC, Mike.
I both on Preeb.
Yikes.
You know what? I lost my Titan too, but it was after I got top damage on the biggest battle in EVE Online.
thank me and Billy for that one. You can send the royalty checks in the mail.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you suicided all those dreads into me.
At Billy's command.
Oh, I can never let you. Yeah, every time you talk shit in local now, I completely forgot about that.
What dreads are we talking about?
The dreads in the M2 armor timer where we walked in and Bill just fucking launched them.
Oh yeah. That
Yeah.
was intentional.
That was funny as fuck.
That
Whatever.
was,
like
yeah.
it was supposed to be more spread out than it was, but you know, it's.
If only
Had
there
there
was a
been fleet
formation
formation,
that you could have
you would have been
worn.
able to do that.
I mean, it was the main thing is like I can't fucking tell where anything's gonna land on that grid. Like I thought I had a good warp in, turns out I didn't. They ended up on the edge of the blob, but like you couldn't see shit on that grid. You can't tell where anything's gonna land.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
even looking at the grid. I had my graphics turned.
I don't know. 50 or 60 dreads in that equation was more than worth it. So.
So, serious question. I just thought of this the other night. I was like, so will CCP with the expert systems implement an FC one where you can just rent the FC skills on a new alt every time?
Mike,
God,
you're going to need
before a
more than
big
in-game
fight,
skills, bud.
just send him $5. Give him my fleet warps, please.
I've never been so happy to have like a big pile of skill points that I unused that after today I was like, oh thank God I have a big pile of SP.
The Alliance pay for my injectors, Willie. Thank you.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I have a big pile of
It's
SP
so
too, but like
stupid that that's a 100-day skill train. Because you have to have leadership 5, and then both of the other skills 5 are like 30 days and 43 days.
You don't need fleet coordinator skill at all, which is the
You
big
should
one.
already
It's
have
literally
leadership 5.
it's literally you need the fleet formation skill at 5 to get relative warp, and then you need like level 4 on the other one. Like
No,
the other
say-
one only increases the size of the fleet expansion you need. You don't need it at 5 at all. So that's the biggest skill. So like you need like 1.2 for the fleet formation relative warp, which is the big one, and then like even level 3 is probably fine on the other skill. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sandra, and all that ISK is going to what's his name, Antar Logan. Got to pay those relays.
Hey, the relays are fucking good. I can't. I'm not gonna complain. I'd pay him $12 a quarter for them just myself. Like,
yeah,
That is a lot to pay for some of the bullshit that we ping, though. Jesus.
it's not just you though. It's
I know,
it's
I
a
get
lot of
that.
people.
The amount of bullshit.
Yeah, the amount of bullshit pings where it's like, some cryo pinging a meme or some shit.
Give our
I like
pings.
cryo things. I wouldn't tell you what pings we have, Redline.
What do you mean you wouldn't tell me? You don't have them.
Antar would break down my fucking door and behead me.
What? Can we just talk about that for a sec though? So like
No.
you got these
Let's not.
you got this
Oh.
niche position in Eve, right? Where like highly competitive. It's a highly competitive niche in Eve where we've created skill points, which is great. We've added something new to the game. I'm a fan of this. And then it's like they introduce it all at once so that everybody basically has to rush around and fucking pull 3.5 million fucking SP out of their ass or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know, man. At the same time as there's an SP sale, which was, I mean, probably helpful for most of you because you probably all spent the $40 to get your high SP fucking FC character trained, or you just made a new like FC character. At the end of the day, though, it's just like, dude, like, why am I being strong armed into buying these things? I would have happily bought the 1.7 million SP, 1.6 million SP. I would have happily just bought that anyway because that's a good idea. CCP had a good idea, but the strong arming the FC teams into fucking doing it, not my favorite thing. Now, maybe it's coincidental that these two things just happened to coincide, but I doubt it.
Doubtful.
It's kind of funny because I bought that to be able to get those skills.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people are going to have to. I have quite a bit of SP saved up, so I don't know if I'm going to actually do that for this. I'm probably still going to buy that though because it actually is a good idea. But the fact that most people are probably strong armed into doing this so that they can be competitive and get it from day one, so that they can not be, I don't know. You want to have the latest and greatest, right? And so if you're going to be an FC, or you're an aspiring FC, you probably want to get this sooner than later. Some FCs can obviously afford to wait, but I'm going to guess the ones that are in this giant fucking war probably don't want to do that.
See, I was like, I was debating on getting it, but then someone PM'd me like, "Hey, I'm selling injectors for stupid cheap. You want some?" I was like, "Yes, yes."
You say like the latest and greatest thing. It's not the latest and greatest. It's like the new baseline. You're gonna have to have at least the.
If you want to be an FC and you don't have the ability to do relative fleet warps, you are going to be at a massive disadvantage.
It's like I do not want to fucking spend the like $5 or whatever I'm gonna have to on injectors, but I kind of have to unless I just stop SCing because
Wait, It's the
Wait.
latest and greatest
Fuck
new
that.
thing for FCs. That's
Fuck
what
that.
it is.
Why must you have relative formation to be an FC?
So
Explain this.
I want to like
Because
Frogger
it's
hop across
relevant.
the grid forever now, and that's all I'm gonna do is just
Mm,
frog
that-
hop forever.
And it makes battleship fleets a lot more convenient to walk.
It's just the new standard. Like it's not rocket science. Like if you
Yeah.
can move your fleet 200 kilometers in front of the enemy fleet and they can't do the same to you, you're at a massive disadvantage, right? Like it is what it is.
I think it just, for at least in my opinion, and I think it's gonna more be like, oh yeah, you're a new FC. Oh, here's another on top of the monitor. Here's another
This
shit.
is
ton
already a
of skills.
massive pain in the cunt because
It,
the skills aren't used for anything else.
I remember probably going on. I remember when the monitor came out. I think I was in TIS Discord or something, talking with a bunch of people. That was one of my huge things. Was you're just adding even more of a skill cap with these changes, which is to me as someone who I like seeing new people come up in FC. It's just annoying. I'd like to see more FCs in this game rather than the same old bunch of guys who have been doing it for years. Because when you get those new FCs, you get those new relationships, you get new alliances spring up. A good example is Sidao and Dreadbomb. When that happened, that's
Such
cool.
an elegant way of saying so you don't have to do things.
No,
Mike don't do shit anyway. Waits for me to poke him to do shit.
Well, I've also been sleeping in school, so
It's annoying because none of these skills cross train into anything else. These skills are purely to get you in the FC, whatever aspect of it is, monitors or the relative warps. Like the SP doesn't go towards anything else. It's not something that you can have just like already mostly trained by just playing the game. Because if you're not an FC, you have no reason to train these skills.
Here's a fun question. Why weren't we so up in arms about this when the monitor came out?
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
didn't
say.
play. I wasn't playing the
yeah, there
game.
were
Because the
I-
monitor solved a problem that was very real.
yeah, which was after the changes like headshotting and all that.
They also didn't have a new skill added, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, there was flagship.
Oh yeah, flag cruiser, but that's like
It's not. You don't have to have it to 5 like this. It's a pain in the butt, but it's not 100-day pain in the butt. Well,
Also, the prerequisites for
70-day.
the prereqs for that skill, I believe, too, were things that most FCs probably already had trained. I would
Most
imagine
people generally had
It
trained.
was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just the link skills, yeah, which you should have trained on your FC, dude.
I mean, I remember when I came back last November after my break or whatever and started FCing again. I just ended up injecting the monitor because I couldn't fly monitor, so I was FCing everything from squishier ships, which wasn't working. The only real FC, no, it worked fine in those jacked off fleets, but besides that, it was a kind of a shit show with them. So I ended up dishing out the 2.5 bill or whatever it was to inject it on my alt. That's why I was FCing on my alt for months.
Tom Flood.
Monitor's like a 45-day train, which I think if
It's
you
closer to 60, I think.
60. Oh. Okay.
My big problem.
Go ahead, Dave. Or Mike.
My problem with the whole huge train on monitors, and I can get why, because it is a pretty say you had you wanted to create a new monitor alt or whatever, but I also would like to see the entry level for FCs to be lower, just for the thing of the game needs fresh blood. FCs bring fresh blood and fights and shit into the game, and adding a higher bar to what an FC needs just so he can start is just kind of gating it a bit more.
Do starter FCs really need a monitor though?
Yes.
it depends on the fight, because some people like to headshot.
Yeah,
everyone's wore headshots. Like you have to have something to have to have something. If they know you're the FC, they're gonna go after you first if you're anything but a monitor.
Yeah, Rain, it's like if you were like when you're a kid and used to run into a bunch of shit and they gave you a helmet.
So the only time I tell our guys not to is if they've got a small fleet, because there's no point having a monitor on a tiny fleet.
But
if you're running a full fleet where like Billy may come and dunk you, you need a monitor.
you're like calling targets for someone else's fleet to get some experience, or you're anchoring while someone else is calling targets, you still need that monitor because
Yeah,
you just
100%.
fucking get killed as soon as they hear your voice on comms.
Everyone headshots. I get headshot
Yeah.
a million times because I don't always fly.
But because you're in an eagle problem, but
Yeah,
no,
but
so the eagle,
the eagle
the
lives half
point
the time.
behind that is because our Serbs do go too quick for the monitor unless you want to spend shitloads to.
Drug bay now, though.
Yeah, but even with that, I worked out you're still
Yeah,
about 150 meters a second too slow.
Yeah, if you
well,
want
and
to.
everyone has this goes to 5, so it kind
You
of
gotta,
correlates
yeah.
that a little bit.
Dave, you
So-
gotta snake it before you bake it, bro.
That is with. I'm not SRPing anyone's high grade snakes.
Pause.
Hey,
Goons were rich.
So.
Yeah, I dislike the monitor a lot as a ship, but I have to admit that it is absolutely kind of.
I wish they make it just faster. Like that's the only thing I could play out.
It'd be great if
The
it was
monitor's already
faster.
doing way too much. Like, to
No,
make
I-
it
like
faster.
a ship besides the Munin and the Serb, the meta.
Well,
not
here's the thing though with why the Serb and the Munin are still Serb, Munin, Eagle, they're still the meta is because, who wants? We could do a battleship medal right now, but how long until the mineral reserves, get fucked by us fighting in battleships constantly?
I mean, if you're fighting in battleships and you start losing, you lose the whole fleet. If you start losing the Munins and you're losing, you whoop off after like 10 losses.
Yeah, like the other day,
something going wrong, you just overload 2.2K. You're the line of the sun. Most people will make it.
Yeah, I mean, we had that fight probably a week ago now in 1DQ, where it was, obviously you can fight a bit more outnumbered, but even with us killing 2 Munins for every 1 battleship, the BR was dead even. Just
It was
because
a
of.
fun fight, by the way.
I was fucking chuckling like I don't know.
I do love those 1DQ fights. They're
Yeah,
great.
I was chuckling like a madman according to my fleet members as I'm calling targets and then occasionally taking jabs at Muskie in fleet comps, which is always fun. But
I love being in like Jackdaws or whatever in those 1DQ fights and just like the small stuff that like tries to warp in solo. It's all those 1DQs are awesome.
yeah, but like even if you're trading say 2 Munins for every 1 battleship, you're still dealing with battleships are expensive and there's going to continue to get more expensive until CCP does the reworks the minerals. So even with the changes where we could, feasibly see a battleship meta, it's still just, we can just throw hacks at it. And I think that's why a lot of the changes CCP done are still just not going to take full effect until after these changes.
Well, the other thing to remember is that
So-
battleships are so capital superior, like so reliant on capital control.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah,
if you're
1500.
Well, not even 1500, it's 15 carriers. And like they're relying on facts for reps, and against dreads and carriers, they are abused. Let's say.
I would say when both sides of a war are more equal in their capital numbers and ability, it would, you could do it.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, no, unfortunately, that's not even correct either. Like, because you would think that, right? But all that happens in that way then is that the two sides have a couple capital fights, and then very quickly the capital superiority will be established on one side or the other, and then there are no fights that take place. Like, it needs to be like a close parity, but one side's had an advantage in certain situations, the other has advantage in the other situations, which is much what we have now with Sino Jammers, right?
Yeah, and then if you like, a huge example of like where battleship fleets have been like at least in the past couple months, you see them is low sec a lot because you don't have dictables and you just run AB low sec doctrines and warp the fuck out unless Snuff is tackling you in damnations, and then you're dead anyways because Snuff. But
It's not necessarily true.
well, yeah, I still am very confused how Purple Helmet lost. They were in a Legion fleet and lost to Drake Navies the other night. I'm very confused by that, but
I mean, you and me both, dude. I wasn't there, so I don't
Yeah.
actually know what the thing was.
Okay, Miss Nandrin. All right. Hey guys, I'm back.
Hey, Bill.
But
Hi,
I
back,
mean, I
I'm
don't know.
Gerd.
I've taken fights against Snuff and not lost. I mean,
Oh,
I've
yeah,
taken some
100%.
fights and actually like wiped them, and then other fights where I just basically had to fuck off
Dude,
because
I
they
just
had min-maxed the
obliterated
fuck
Snuff
out
in
of
a
it.
in a war deck in high sec in like 3 days.
Yeah, because they didn't defend their fucking whatever.
It was
structure.
low power. It got bashed for like 5
Easy.
bombers. And
Well,
let's
yeah.
be let's be
Easy
clear here.
frags.
CCP officially records the war as won by the Tranquility
Is
Trading
that the spin
Corporation.
there?
Of course it is. I mean, I'm having fun with it, obviously, right? But like,
That's pretty funny.
I mean, I got a good laugh the other night of some brand new like low sec group ended up dropping snuff and won somehow, which I always get a good laugh out of. You know, it's interesting to see these like smaller low sec groups start doing bigger things against groups like snuff. I'm hoping to see, you know, maybe as things progress with some of these smaller low sec groups, maybe they branch out into null and form a new block because that's what the game needs. But
I don't know if there's a lot of groups like edging to get into fucking nullsec, honestly.
not
Who
yet.
would want to
But
go into null when low? You could be low sec instead.
well, see, the true like where you want to be right now is tribute, as Frat has been doing, you know, because you can access low sec moons, so you get your Noxium there.
It's also only like what, like one jump to Cheetah or whatever,
Jita.
one mid,
It's one mid to Jita.
right? Which is
So
extremely convenient. Can confirm.
How many people here sold off like a shit ton of ochre before those patched?
Tom, get out of 1D. Get out of T5, Tom.
no.
Can someone explain to me why I just spent money to get the fleet formation skills?
I don't know. It would require you to FC.
So
How do you FC, dude?
Holy shit!
It required him
Got
to
'em.
actually log into the game.
Yeah, Redline, you'd have to log in and not just be whelping dreads. Okay.
You could have taken that money and just put it in the toilet and pressed the fucking
College fund.
lever.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I believe in your Redline. I think you'll do fantastic things with those skills.
Like, waste of money.
already got
Redline,
to
you might
use
be
the relative fleet warp, and it's fucking broken as you would think.
Explain. Tell me how it's broken.
It's insane.
Bunny
Because
hop.
I literally
It allows
I
you to
talked
slingshot
to-
like it allows you to slingshot people like hundreds of kilometers in front of
They,
the
they
current
basically removed booshing to add in a more
Yeah.
OP version of booshing.
Like I can't
We
wait
all
for
boosh.
Pando's. I can't wait for Pando's next stream, dude, because it's gonna be like whatever he was doing before, just at a way safer
And
fucking
like
level.
when I was talking earlier, somebody brought up that you could just scan the thing down, but you just use a cloaked ship, like covert op ship, as the warp to.
No, it's yeah, and like it's a mechanic that is just it's gonna like you're gonna see someone like Pando or someone just come up with some crazy shit is what's gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna see a lot of just weird things come out of this.
What I'm think we're gonna see a lot of is chemoing. Like they get like a scepter in position or like 400 off, and then just warp all the
Chemos are
chemo
dead.
ships to
Chemo's
zero.
dead. Chemo's like
So
Well,
yeah.
it depends on whether the
Wait, did you
FC's
just
done
say
with it.
chemo's dead?
Would they get chemo, do they?
Yeah, so what I mean is if someone is using the relative fleet warp and you're warping relative, chemos are not going to be as effective against say it's missed with his with his corn fleets. That's not going to be as easily chemoable. It's not 100% dead, but it's not going to be as effective as it was recently. Unless you get them on a gate, which that's going to be.
Well, I actually think that getting people on a gate's gonna be worse because the 10-kilometer sphere, everyone from
push
what I've
down the gate.
tested, yeah, everyone lands in a 10-kilometer sphere around the gate, right? And they go with it pretty close to within jump range or in jump range. I haven't been able to like test it fully, but you're just gonna be warping around like a 10-kilometer sphere now. It looks like.
I feel like there will be various bomber FCs who figure out ways to take advantage of that. I can guarantee probably.
I think it would take up a very currently stale combat meta, honestly.
I
So-
really need you guys to do me a huge favor. And if something ever happens and it's caught on video where fleet formations proves to be an actual like super broken mechanic, just don't show me because I promised that I would eat some super hot pepper live on stream if
Oh.
if it ever
I've
was
literally
proven as a
already
broken
like
mechanic.
slingshotted people like 400 kilometers in front of where
Yeah,
they
so
were. We
range
could
of
catch
5
toasters burning off of
Um,
IHOPs. It's fucking awesome.
Okay,
So
just
what we
don't
need to do
record it.
now is for everyone who wants to record nullsec fights now has to have a second camera zoomed out so that you can record the beginning of the fight, which will just be a bunch of fucking fleets hopping around on grid. Now speed that up, Benny Hill music, and then once they finally catch one another, we can actually have the fight.
Yeah, you're just gonna everyone's hopscotching around the grid, just ooh, this person's here, this person's there. It's just I
So
I
actually,
wanted fucking brawls, man.
on my first read through of the relative formation, what I thought it was you couldn't warp more than 200 kilometers with the relative formation. Not that it warped everyone in 200-kilometer range. Like, oh, that's not actually that bad. But no, it's a pretty broken mechanic right now. Like if you could just warp to scepters burning away from you now, basically. Like at 0.
Now I wonder,
Which
could you,
hot pepper can we look forward to watching you eat?
I don't know.
but hang on now,
We'll
if we,
have to,
but
we'll
this is
have,
the thing,
we'll have
right? So
chat
now
pick
what
it.
if we had a dude with the relative fleet formation and you just had like a squad of sabers, right? And so like as that FC is going to warp his big fleet to his frigate, you're hopping in with your dictors and you catch them. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, warping in like a 10-kilometer bubble or whatever, and like that way, no, they have nowhere to go, but they're all in like a lot, a lot worse position than they would be if their fleet formation wasn't.
It kind of seems really, really silly to me. But anyway, whatever. We'll just go with it and see what happens.
I could definitely see it used to catch like supers and shit.
What I thought about was tackle, right? Like, so if you're trying to tackle like a bit like a subcap or capital and you want to avoid smart bombs, just warp the tackle at a 10-kilometer sphere so everyone lands within like scram range and point range, but well outside a bubble or something like that, or not a bubble, I should say, like a smart bomb.
Oh
Yeah,
my
well, all
god!
of
No,
the
I took my I took my box of crayons and my paper, and the formations that I came up with are gonna be glorious.
I only
Well,
got
no.
one. It's a
try
giant
and get
space
people into that
penis.
Well, no. So what I'm sad about is, and what I was hoping when they said this was, you could make custom formations, so then you would just see Pando just occasionally like warp his fleet into an init logo during a fight or some shit like that.
So that would be. I've talked about that. Like you could say different ones. Like FC had like a playbook or something like that, and there's like they had like their signature
But they
formation or
don't.
whatever.
They don't have a way to save them, do they?
No, it's just whatever your fleet was warped in last when you hit the relative formation button is how they land.
It would just like that would make it so much better if it was saved.
Oh, they don't save. Then what the
No.
fuck
No.
is it?
So basically, the way it works
It's
is
good.
It where your fleet is at the moment you initiate war.
So all the CPU is burning for fucking nothing then.
Yeah, so you have to get your like 250 random people to go where you want them to go.
And it doesn't
Great fun
adjust.
in Nullsec. Everyone, we definitely don't FC for lowest common denominator.
And you have to like also realize it doesn't really like rotate at all. So if you're, how do I put this? If you warp to something at an angle, right? It won't align your fleet to whatever you're warping to. It'll just kind of like teleport you over almost, if that makes sense to anyone.
You're picking up the fleet and just plonking it down.
Yeah. It's not like say if you want your monitor pointing at the enemy fleet, right? But you warp it at an angle, it's just gonna like point you in some random direction.
Annoying that like on the arrow it doesn't put the fleet command at the front.
I don't know about the arrow. I haven't tested that out yet, but it just seems to me like not being able to like designate where you want like your logi ships to be and like your DPS ships to be, like being able to like tell the game kind of what you want to do with the formation makes it pretty unrefined, I guess I would say.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see a way of like saving your formations, and that's just me because I think that'd be kind of cool to have a little bit of an FC, playbook, and that may be because I like football, and you have a playbook in football, so.
I hate football, and I would still want to see the FC playbook because it allows for some kind of individuality among fleets.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
but
literally
like
sitting.
strategy.
I'm looking at a playbook right now, so.
I think the majority of these is going to be like avoiding getting smart bombed, avoiding getting bombed, and then once in a blue moon you'll see someone come up with a mega mind idea. It'll work for like a week, and then people will figure out the counter, and then everyone will just go back to warping normally.
I'm just waiting for one day, just a random boat popping out of nowhere and just screaming randomly about something. I'm just waiting for my next DVRD.
Fleet formations.
Yeah, boat will. I feel like boat will be one of the people who will like be crazy, who will find something crazy to do. Pando, CQ. I definitely see CQ doing something crazy.
What I think it's supposed to be really good for is bombers, because you can like pre-position, like say one wing of your bomb must be like 60 off the other one, so you make like a pincer with your bombs. I think that's gonna be something really cool to see. Is kind of like bombing squads warping in like an X formation or like a pincer maneuver or something like that.
I think it's
Warping
both
your
great
bombers in
and
space
bad.
stick.
You say, Mike?
I said warping your bombers in a space stick. Just
I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
how
they'll
that
all
would
be
work
cloaked
though,
though, so
yeah.
because you have to be in position. So my whole thing with the relative formation and why I don't think it's broken as people think it is, but if you're saying it's broken and you've used it, I haven't used it or been a part of it. So, I mean, I don't really have anything that I can provide evidence on, but it's all positioning stuff that you have to do beforehand, and it seems like it would just be faster and more efficient to just do it the same way we've been doing it. So, like, you want your bombers to be 60 kilometers apart in a pincer formation? Cool. Put them on opposite sides of a fleet, warp them in at 30, like with probes. Use squads, use proper roles in fleets, give people something more to do than just press F1. Don't just put a magic I win button that makes it like, oh, hey, look, an FC can press
Red,
this button and put everybody in positions.
Redline, are you asking for an F2?
Fuck off, Bill.
Yeah,
Fuck
Redline.
off.
If you're looking for an F2, I don't know if the stream counts.
Wow, speaking of F2, are you guys going to be missing one of your main F2 groups with the loss of Elitist Ops?
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that.
So yeah, Israel's probably gonna go off and do their own thing. They are a very independent group, and like in the time I got to work with them,
Yeah.
very fun dudes to fly with.
They're gonna go do their independent thing and snuffed out.
Hey, you know what? That's all them. You know, they came here, they had a lot of fun with them. You know, out of all the groups here, we knew they weren't. You know, I personally knew they were. You know, gonna go off and do something. That's what Israel does. So it was a pleasure to have them for the time we did have them here.
it was awesome like fighting them. They had some really cool moments. They helped me like become a better FC. So
You guys seem to focus them a lot on just T5Z harassment overall. They were there fucking around all the time.
yeah, they went down and they were the ones who got a lot of those on the TCAG regional.
But
down in, you
Yeah,
asked them to do. Did they just kind of do that on their own?
do you guys think the fact that the F2OY door is closing in 4 days affected this time at which they left? The fact they won't be able to get captain supers
Hey,
out
I mean,
freely after
it's
that?
not 4 days from now yet, so we don't know if it's going to close in
yeah,
4 days.
I was also gonna say of Israel of all groups that would be affected of that. Yeah, no. I'm sorry, I just kind of got a chuckle out of that. Like Israel is one of those groups that they would probably jump into a random play, like if they really had to. Like
they're just
saying they couldn't. I'm just saying it's a significant chore more difficult.
Yeah, but I think of all groups, I don't think Israel would have an issue with that. I don't think that would have attributed
What
to it at all.
capital? They already have like a shit ton of capitals in NBC Delve.
So.
Well, it's supers more than.
I think
I mean-
it's also important, right? Like if you're gonna leave a group, you not leave them when they're in absolute shambles. And so, I mean, we can say that the goons are actually in absolute shambles. But my point is that you know the curtains are closing. It looks like, and the goons just kind of claim this moral victory on the hell camp. Everyone's high fiving each other. Great time to get the fuck out, in my opinion.
I don't know, y'all.
And I'll look like a
See,
bad
I
guy.
will never commit to the curtain is closing type of comment simply because like I'm telling you, there's a fucking natural pendulum in this game that will fucking swing back and knock you off your fucking high stool as quickly as you fucking push it back the opposite direction.
Bill, I'm the goon pet. You misunderstand what I said there. I'm not going in for venom or anything, Bill. I care about you and your entire organization, obviously. No, I'm sure there will be another chapter. It just looks like this particular chapter doesn't look great, although M2 tag happens, so who knows, right? Who knows?
And to be completely frank here, like I'm still chilling. I'm still ready to go. I know a lot of our guys are itching for fights and shit like that. I don't think we have reached a point where, oh no, we're close. No, we're not close to Failscale. We're not close to any of the shit that I think some people are spewing about. Goons are losing members, blah blah blah. They're replacing them with this, that, or the other thing.
Well,
I mean, our guys,
failscating is a little different than like
yeah,
failscating requires there to have been cracks there before, right? And then the
Yeah.
pressure that external forces are implying kind of begin to
and-
get those internal cracks to come back out and start cracking.
So the way I'll say this is like you still, Billy said this, the other night. They got like 2 months worth of structures to grind through before 1D, if they don't, if they, do all of the structures, then hit 1DQ. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the 1DQ1 system. I've had a lot of fun fighting in here, and Test is welcome to try.
I wouldn't expect goons to fail Cascade like completely, right? Like obviously you have fair weather friends, you have groups that are maybe corps that are going to want to get the fuck out when let's just say you guys lose Delve completely, you're forced to fuck off someplace, right? Like you're going to lose membership for sure, right? But something that I don't think anyone else has kind of touched on any of the shows, any of the other shows I've been watching, is that the goons, like the core of the goons, which some could argue are like the people who were driving away all the other people before the start of this war. But those people all seem to be like really good friends. Like they hang out a lot together. They're really, really good friends. And so I think like for that reason alone, I think, that and like, obviously they're intelligent players and all that other stuff. I really can't see them fail cascading. That being said, I really didn't think Darkness was gonna like fold immediately. But
But it was also they Darkness wasn't, GOTG in general was not
it
in
was
a great
yeah.
state beforehand.
Right.
And I think if anything, and I've said this before, and people are like, hey, we're trying to rip me a new one on this. I think if anything, this war made us stronger as an organization. It brought people together. I've had more fun in this war. I've learned more in this war than I ever had before in Eve. I've definitely gotten a lot closer with a lot of other FCs, a lot of other guys in our, alliance. You have your generally like, oh, all these people are around on fleets and shit like that. And one thing in our USTZ is we'll bullshit in the middle of fleets and have a lot of fun. So I think the whole thing of, oh, you're gonna see, there's gonna be corps that leave if we get evicted out of 1DQ, which I don't foresee happening if I'm gonna be honest. There's gonna be corps that leave, and if that were to happen, but I think the core, you're still gonna have that core group of goons that are gonna stay and be here. And I think we still have a pretty good damn chance of keeping our space. And obviously we're losing structures. We knew we were going to lose structures. That's just part of a war. Everyone knows that.
Well, hold on.
But
You didn't
I have
keep
to
your
say
space.
that
Like 90% of except the 1DQ constellation is
Jeremy, you
now
didn't keep your
test
space either, so
Yeah,
there's that.
my space is in Delve. My home is in Delve.
Okay,
So
all right.
on the
Anyway,
note of goons, I think, as Mike said, this war's definitely brought us closer together. From the point of view of just my corp alone, it's definitely made everybody stick together more. And I think even if we lost Dalv, yeah, some of the smaller corps may go, but the core of membership of goons is in Karma Fleet and AMOC and Ascendance and all the the bigger corps that will not go anywhere.
Right.
Well, they might not go anywhere, but the members will certainly do,
Well,
right?
from some members will. I'm not going to deny that. Even with my corp, some of our members will leave. But from what I experience in Goons is we're more than just a group of people that play Eve. We are kind of a community in itself, and a lot of the people that are on every day don't come for the game; they come for the people that are there.
Well, I think that's not like in a lot of I do the same thing for tests. I think it's pretty common, but it remains to be seen how many people are actually like that. Part of the goon family, and how many people are just kind of
I have to say,
people who play a video game.
one of the
And-
things.
The friendship will bring people in, but it's the PvP right now that'll keep people happy and excited.
Yeah.
If it's not a PvP pilot, then man, it's not
Well,
good,
the
right?
thing is,
If
one
you
of the
got a lot of
things that
PvP, that means you'll be happy, and why would you go anywhere? It's right there. Like right,
What
like
a-
you
I
said.
made
it's right
a back when Villy very early on in this war, back in like I think it was like August or something like that. I kind of I made a claim, and I wasn't like 100. I was 99% sure about it, but not 100%. And that was like Villy was saying about how many people were gonna jump out of goons as soon as everybody hit Delve, and I disagreed, and I said I don't. What Redline? But I said I don't think that
Look, man.
there's not gonna be a whole lot of people because we've been farmed for like 4 fucking years or so.
It already happened.
Look, man, it happened, and you guys filled it with alts, with fake characters. We know
I
this is
don't
real.
feel
We know
Yeah,
this is real. This is all a real thing.
Someday I actually got to check to see if that's actually like not a troll post. But
Funny
like,
thing is, the real goons was just created the other day. The real goons are now resurrected. So you guys,
Yeah, you
have an
got
actual place to go.
Oof, 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 oof.
Yeah, you got fucking Casper and fucking Dazak running around killing fucking Rourke and shit. No, and like it,
Anyways, we are unfortunately nearing the end of our time here today. That suck.
The after
Not
shows,
really.
though.
Well, this isn't yours. I mean, there's nothing making us get off.
What?
You're
that's-
you're the one that's being mean, making us get off.
That's not true at all.
That's actually
Make
100%.
us go to bed, Redline.
Yeah, it doesn't suck. You suck.
Yeah, Philly, you
Wow.
fucking blued this, man.
What?
That was weird.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Willingly,
Specifically,
even. Can you
Redline.
believe that?
He begged for more.
I mean, we
Like,
don't have
y'all
to.
have to make it. You don't have to make it weird.
I mean, I'm just waiting for someone to fight my Baltex. Okay, you know what? I was sad the other night.
I'll
Y'all
fight your
won fight.
Baltex, man.
Dude, I
Jump
literally
into
showed
one
her 1DQ the other night. You know, I showed her 1DQ. Like we're sitting there, we lost some dreads or whatever, and we're sitting there just like, ooh, we're gonna get a fight, and then no, I laughed. I was like, God damn it! I was, it was my Saturday night vibes.
I pull a solid 60 to 70 dudes. I won't blob you,
Dude, this CPU thing like really fucked. Like that's unfortunate that I have to say that, but the CPU thing really
What
fucked my
CPU
gameplay.
fucked you?
Well,
CPU
there's
bullshit.
some kind of a bug that uses up a bunch of CPU. But
I don't.
I wonder if it'll reduce the incidence of input broadcasting.
I know your guys do like to insinuate that me, a mainly drone guy who assists drone to a single individual, is input.
Well, I give you credit for not
No,
being an
no,
input
no,
broadcaster.
no one thinks
Oh, I
that.
know,
No
right?
one,
I'm
no one
just
thinks you're that good, Bill.
I actually did have to correct somebody about Stormtrooper, I think.
No,
Stormtrooper's
legit too.
literally a troop. Like the amount of shit he does for the Algos is nuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah,
dude's
and
fucking
He's really
awesome.
good.
There's certain people in this game that are just like they can run a million alts, and it's the people who do ganking, like people like Prov and shit like that, and like Rathbon and all that. Like they're really good with like just running because if all you have to do is
Rathborn loves the Munin fleet by himself. Forget ganking.
well, no, so
Right.
what I'm
Well, it's
saying
not
is
by
he-
himself. It's
Let's not
you
talk
can't-
about Wrathborn before
But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is
I got
when you
banned from
only
Reddit.
no,
hit
we
when you only have to hit two buttons, like you end up with a lot of people who are good at that. Like what was
Yeah,
the
you only have to
guy?
hit two buttons when you broadcast to them to 30 accounts, right?
okay, all right. So we really are gonna end the stream right like here in a minute because we can't go into Wrathbon talk. We
Need to
can't
check out my
do
Reddit
it.
posts.
I'd rather not.
No, Jeremy, because it's your
Reddit's for
fucking Reddit
shitheads.
post.
The truth is out there.
I'm pretty sure
Was
shit
that the one that got
deleted and
debunked in like
banned.
a fucking minute?
So
No, it got debunked after the first 150 comments because no one actually knew what was happening until like one person tried it out. I was like, oh.
so we're gonna turn on emote only chat because it was redeemed, and then I'm gonna roll the credits, and we're gonna raid somebody. And when we raid that person, it's someone we raided already. I want to make sure that you guys continue to show this person love because he's still streaming Eve, which is awesome. And I do want to just give a quick shout out to everybody who comes on the show, everybody who helps me host it, and everybody who watches for joining us for a year of this bullshit. I don't know how you did it, but I'm so happy that you did. And on that note, I'm gonna play these